been injured in an accident, one thing leads to another. Your injury leads to treatment. Treatment leads to hospital bills. Bills lead to debt. Debt leads to stress. The advocates can help relieve that stress. Having an advocate attorney on your side leads to faster resolutions, fair outcomes, and a peaceful recovery for you. You deserve an advocate.
This is The Monty Show, the truth in sports talk streaming. When you want unbiased opinions about your favorite team without the spin, all you have to do is find The Monty Show, streaming live and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on YouTube. And now, here's Monty.
Hey, The Monty Show, live on your favorite YouTube device on Tuesday, April 25th. You guys, it is April 25th already. That is, I know I say that. I sound surprised like every day what the date is. And you would think at some point I'd be like, oh yeah, it's already April. You're old, right? Like life is just flying by. Here on the Monty Show, as always, we are presented by The Advocates at theadvocates.com. I say it every single day on this show. It is such a relief when you've been in an accident and you hand your problems, you hand all of your insecurities to the experts, the people who have fought your fight and won your fight. That's why you count on The Advocates for clear, risk-free advice 24/7, 365 at theadvocates.com. And when I say clear, risk-free advice, it costs you nothing. There's no out-of-pocket cost. There's no consultation fee. There are no retainers. You call The Advocates, you get online, chat with an injury attorney live online. They're not going to ask you to pay them. No, because you don't pay The Advocates unless and until they win your case. So what do you have to lose? Quite literally, you have nothing to lose. So if you've been in an accident, if you've been in an accident with an Uber driver, in an Uber, in a ride share, if you got hurt at work, certainly get to theadvocates.com where you can chat with a real live injury attorney 24/7, 365. No AI, no chatbots, just clear risk-free advice at theadvocates.com. Make sure you tell them you heard about it on the Monty Show. Hello, everybody. Really good to be with you this Tuesday. Obviously, we are just now 2 days away from the NFL draft. I'm really curious, and I'm wondering how much you guys are willing to fight for your quarterbacks. Because as we move past the NFL draft, certainly you guys understand, no spring portal, right? The transfer portal's over. Your favorite football team is either is as good as they're ever going to be in the next 8 months, or they are dead in the water, which is far too common. And I'm very curious. Jake, are you on the side of, are you happy that there is no spring portal?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it helps head coaches, handle spring a little bit better. I think this dynamic of, we're having spring practice and we're working through our roster and trying to figure these things out and trying to build some team chemistry here and doing a good offseason program. Obviously it's going to help you, run a better offseason program if you don't have to show up to work every day wondering how many kids are going to leave at the end of your spring training program, essentially. And I think that weight being lifted off of the, shoulders of the head coach and the coaching staff, I think lets them do a better job. And I also think that it makes the kid buy in more to the off-season workout. Oh man, dude, I'm gonna, used to be, I'm just gonna get out of here after spring and I'm gonna get to a better opportunity. So I'm not gonna buy in. I'm not gonna work super hard or whatever. But now it's like, hey, there is no spring portal. So now I'm fully bought in. I'm doing everything that I can do to be the best football player. So I just think it's good for everybody involved.
You really believe that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I don't believe that. I think that's a bunch of unicorns and rainbows and everybody loves each other and respects each other. And, YouTube's not suppressing our videos from yesterday for no reason. Like, that's just utopic best case scenario. I'm curious though, if you listen to Georgia Tech coach Brent Key Do you think he likes, or do you think he not likes having a spring portal?
I get to have player exit meetings post-spring on Monday and meet with every kid on the team and not have to worry about their asses going somewhere else. It was Malik, Omar, and Eric came out on the field. Like, how you doing, coach? We're talking about the team and everything. They said, well, how are you doing, coach? I said, man, I'm great. Because I ain't got to worry about guys like y'all trying to go somewhere on Monday. But it's a different feel, a totally different feel, where you might look at, hey, it'd be nice to be able to go get one position to add or one player to add to a position. I'd a lot rather know that the team is secured, right, and this is our team, than trying to find one little piece to add incremental improvement in the football team.
I mean, that's a dude that has some relief about him. And I think it's programs, with all due respect, like Georgia Tech, that suffer under spring transfer portals.
And with all due respect.
But you look at the situations that we like. How many times are we going to stick a salt stick in the wound of Brendan Sorsby in Cincinnati? Like this, and we're going to talk about this ESPN quarterback ranking list in a second. But you look at guys like Sorsby or Darian Mensah; those are transformative guys, supposedly. On paper, they supposedly transform their program. But I go back to what Lane Kiffin said, and I think this is very different, but very similar. The mentality of what the transfer portal means to a program.
That was discouraging in the moment Saturday, offensively. The way that we played, the lack of explosive plays, the lack of plays made in competitive situations. So that's discouraging, not where I would expect to be, but I also have extremely high expectations. Nobody has higher expectations for us as a program than myself. Charlie reminds me that, when we made a decision to sign Sam, that this was going to be part of it, that you weren't going to feel as good in the spring because he wasn't going to be available. So you don't have your quarterback, you don't have arguably your top receiver out there. And so, but there's a lot of work to do there. It doesn't happen overnight. If I told him, you can't think just because you sign the #1 portal class and you come in here that, you're going to the national championship. It doesn't work that way, and study time, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, it's a very interesting juxtaposition. Lane Kiffin doesn't sound like a guy who's wholly reliant and is terrified that every one of his players is getting in the portal. But you have Buddy on the G6 line being like, dude, are we losing the water boy to the transfer portal? Because I don't know what we're going to do.
Yes.
Right? Like, it's just very interesting the way that these guys do business and the differences between the two. I think it's pretty incredible.
Yeah,
it's pretty incredible.
I think that Lane doesn't have a choice but to be, fully committed to getting the absolute best roster humanly possible to do his job. And the reason I say that is obviously because of the money, and because it's LSU, and because it's the SEC, and because it's national championship or bust. Like, there is no, he doesn't, it's just a difference in situation. I mean, Georgia Tech could get to the college football playoff, and that would be considered a really good year for them, and it is, the difference in stature of program. And yeah, like, obviously you look at the Georgia Techs of the world, the Boise States of the world, these programs where, the label we've put on them is feeder program, right? You go there, you get developed, and inevitably your junior year, you wind up going to the LSUs of the world to try to win a national championship, to try to get national recognition, to try to get to the NFL. That's just how college football works. And so, of course, Brent Key is thrilled that there isn't a spring portal. And like I said, I mean, I do think that it has benefits, but yeah, for Lane Kiffin, like, it's probably not ideal for Lane because he's probably wanting to make changes already. He's probably got kids that he'd like to move along, that he would like to not have on his roster right here today, that he's going to have to deal with, which again, I say is you can't have it both ways. There's pros and cons to it. And yeah, Sam Levitt being out still is not ideal,
Not
but they'll
ideal.
figure it out. They'll figure it out. And he knew what he was signing up for when he signed Sam Levitt. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting. And as we sit here and, again, as the comment section says, it's April 21st. Am I missing the April 21st reference or?
Yeah, you said it was April 25th.
I did?
You did, yes. You said it was the 25th, but it's the 21st. Yeah. Yeah.
It's very early.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I said the 25th, and whatever. It's fine. We're all living on one edge.
Right.
It is April 25th, Monty. It is the 21st, not the 25th. Okay. Phil Penzer, hello. Jeremiah Champion, hello. Matt Ritson, hello. Welcome to the nightmare. Apparently it is a nightmare. If you are up in the middle of the night because of old man bladder, hit the like button. I slept straight through last night.
I'd hope so.
I slept straight through last night, and it was glorious. I'm interested to see what you guys think of this ESPN list of the top quarterbacks, because I think this list is insulting too strong. This list feels insulting. Now, obviously, I am a fan of the beloved. My R and we, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. CJ Carr, I've told you, he wins a Heisman, we win a national championship, or the season essentially is a bust.
Right.
At Notre Dame. So we're talking about very different ways of doing business. Okay. I would look at the first two on this list and say, I really like CJ Carr. Julian Sands a stud. I don't believe Trinidad Chambliss is the third best quarterback in the country. I don't believe that Byron Brown is a top 10 quarterback in the country. I don't know what I think of Dante Moore, because I'm told by the NFL draft types that he's the best quarterback in college football. My eyes tell me very differently.
Mm-hmm.
And so I start going through this. I don't believe that Brendan Sorsby is a top 10 quarterback in college football. Where is Darian Mensah? Where is Harvey Mensah? Where's Darian Mensah? How is Darian Mensah not one of the 10 best quarterbacks in the country?
I just think there's a lot unknown with him, man. And we've always differed on him.
Okay, what is unknown about
the fact that he hasn't played in any meaningful games yet? He played at Duke.
He's in the same conference.
Like, it doesn't. It's
more talent.
Yeah. I don't know, dude.
What do we mean?
If you're gonna sit here and question, Trinidad Chambliss, you can't be that confident in Darian Mensah. I mean, it's
how much. Do you have any idea the numbers that Darian Mensah put up last year?
Yeah, I'm sure he put up great numbers. Yeah, that's great.
I don't know. He put up great numbers last year. Trinidad Chambliss put up 3,937 yards, 22 touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
Against an SEC schedule.
Darian Mensah put up 3,973 yards, 34 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions.
Against the ACC.
Right, but you can only play who's in front of you.
Right, but that doesn't change the fact that the competition is less.
It doesn't change the fact that they... okay. I don't even know how to fix that.
I can't believe we're confused about this, dude. The guy played an ACC. The guy played an ACC schedule, and we're sitting here trying to say that somehow he should be, on the graphic, higher up the graphic, whatever. I mean, I'm fine to compare Sorsby, certainly Byron Brown to Darian Mensah. I'm fine with that. That's cool. We can have that conversation. Even Mestamaker. I mean, Mestamaker, in my opinion, has no business being on this list. I don't know what anybody's looking at putting him as in the top 10, top 20, sure. Top 10, absolutely not. But I think that we just all assume that, oh, well, he was at Duke, now he's at Miami, he's going to be amazing. I don't think it works that way, dude. I think that you gotta show what you can do on a new team, in a new environment, in a new situation. I just do. I mean, this is the same thing I said about Sorsby. Everyone thinks that Sorsby is just going to go out and be a Heisman contender at Tech, and I think that they can put out all the hype videos that they want, but you have to go out and show that in a new situation, in big environments, that you can perform. And it's a different beast when there's actually expectations. Nobody had Duke winning the ACC before the season started last year. And again, I'd also point out that just because you win an ACC championship doesn't mean that you're one of the best quarterbacks in the country. Like, it doesn't. It's different.
Trinidad Chambliss in the regular season. The obvious thing is Trinidad Chambliss lost to Georgia and played his worst game of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Then they go to the playoff, and he plays inarguably his best game of the year against Georgia. But my point is, I have no idea how you look at Darian Mensah last year at Duke. Darian Mensah wasn't good at Duke. Darian Mensah was dominant at Duke. And I agree, playing Elon, not ideal. But does that diminish the fact that he put up 46 points and 360 yards and 4 touchdowns on Clemson? Look at their biggest games. He dismantled Clemson. Like, absolutely took Georgia Tech apart. They lost. 373 yards and 2 touchdowns on Georgia Tech. A 12th ranked Georgia Tech. I mean, we can go down the list. 334, 2 touchdowns and a pick against Illinois. I'm telling you, Darian Mensah, and we can sit here and we can go on and on about this. How is Drew Mestamaker on this list and Darian Mensah is not?
I agree with that.
How is Brendan Sorsby on this list and Drew Mestamaker is on this list and Byron Brown is on this list and Darian Mensah is not? Furthermore, I think I could make an argument. How's Lenore Sellers not on this list? How is that possible? It is wild to me, the disrespect of Mensah. It's crazy. The idea that we're having an argument over whether or not Darian Mensah is one of the 10 best quarterbacks in the country, this list shouldn't exist without Darian Mensah on it.
Wow.
It's insulting to put Byron Brown on this list instead of Darian Mensah. It's wild to me that we somehow believe that's yeah. I guess we'll fight over it. The fact that, Byron Brown is going to a putrid Auburn team, but, he's amazing and belongs on this list anyway. Who's the best quarterback in the country, Jake?
CJ Carr. He's ready. He's matured. He's been in the system more than 1 year. That's absolutely my argument for him being the best in the country. I think the Dante Moore slurpers, I think you need to see what Oregon looks like. I'm just going to keep saying that. I think that, you can buy the hype. You can talk about Oregon, but the reality is we have to see what Oregon is. I don't know what that team's going to look like, dude. I think there's a lot of questions. So, if we're going off of this list, I think that guys who need to have a great year, Arch needs to have a dominant year. Like, Arch needs to come out and put all like, and I agree, the second half of last year was great for sure, but it needs to be a different vibe this year. It needs to be full control, high performance every game, looking like you're in command type year for Arch Manning. So, I don't mind him being on this list, but yeah, I mean, I think that like Mestemaker, Sorsby, they shouldn't be on the list. And I don't know what, like, where they come up with this stuff. I'll never understand it. These lists are rage bait for a reason, but I just think that it's a situation where guys on this list who have actually played somebody, and actually like been in contention for the CFP differ from guys who have not. Brendan Sorsby, Mestemaker, nowhere near the college football playoff last year. Like Cincinnati was a nice little story halfway through the year and they flamed out. So I'm just not in on it the way other people are. Byron Brown, the only reason he's on this list is because of the hype video train on social media. He's a guy that can run around, make guys miss, make flashy plays, and now he's at Auburn. Everyone thinks he's the second coming of Cam Newton. That's the beginning and the end of his presence on this list. Nothing would say that Byron Brown is going to be a Heisman candidate or is going to be better than Darian Mensah as an example or anything. It's literally, in my opinion, I don't care what they, I don't know if there's a description as to how they put this together, but you can't tell me Buddy putting this together didn't watch a bunch of highlight reel on Twitter, because that's all Byron Brown is. So I look at this list and I say the only real no doubt about it's on this list would obviously be, in my opinion, Carr saying, I actually think Chambliss is one of the better quarterbacks in college football. Obviously he's got the whole eligibility thing and the drama in the offseason. So he's kind of got a little bit on the line. Might want to have a good year, Trinidad, just saying. But I don't like Maeva. USC's got a lot on the line this year. I wouldn't be surprised if Maeva was in the Heisman conversation at the end, just given that it's Lincoln Riley, given the fact that he's a quarterback whisperer. So the top five guys I don't really have a problem with, but Dante Moore and down, all 6 through 10, I'd have no problem with none of those guys being on the list and replacing all of them. I just think that there's...
So you don't think that... Okay. I can't agree with any of that.
Well, yeah, you can. The only thing you disagree with is Dante Moore. And everyone's going to say, oh, well, Dante Moore is one of the best quarterbacks in the country. But what do we all know about quarterbacks in college football? Their situation largely determines their ability to go out and win Heisman trophies or how deep you can get in terms of CFP ranking and things like that. So if Dante Moore has a great season, it will be because Dan Lanning did a great job promoting from within and the coordinator thing worked out and they did a good enough job on offense in the portal and things like that. But if he has a bad season or a less than stellar season, then everyone's going to be like, oh, well, he was overrated in the preseason and yada, yada, yada. So that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, sure. If you want to have him on the list, great. But I just think there's so many questions about Oregon heading into the season. It's impossible to know if he's going to have a good year.
Yeah, I think Dante Moore is top 10 on this list. It's not even a conversation. It's not even a conversation. Brown, Sorsby, Stockton, and Mestemaker have no business on this list. None. I think the egregious ones left off this list: Darian Mensah, Lenora Sellers, and Bear Bachmeier. Bear's another one. Bear Bachmeier has significantly better numbers than Brendan Sorsby. He is a significantly better quarterback than Brendan Sorsby. And I mean Bear Bachmeier from last year. Not the guy that we've seen who's doesn't, maybe I'm going too far, doesn't look like the same guy this spring that he was at any point last year. He was never. You can't look at Bear Bachmeier and wonder, is he ready? He looks like a guy who fell out of bed ready to throw a football now. And he's not even on this list.
Yeah. Again, I think that these lists, see, that's exactly my point. I think these lists are largely built off of hype. I think that you have guys in college football who are names and who, no matter what happens, are always going to be on the top 10 list. The CJ Carrs and these guys at the top. They're always going to be there no matter what happens. But guys like Bear Bachmeier, unfortunately, suffer from, the fact that it is BYU and, it is a different situation, and people are haters, man. I would agree. I would so much rather have Bear over Mestemaker or Sorsby, or even Byron Brown. Like I don't dislike Brown, but you're talking about putting him on a top 10 when he's at Auburn, and his game is largely predicated on hitting deep shots and running around. Like that's the kind of player we're talking about with him. And don't get me wrong, incredibly enjoyable to watch. Love watching the guy, but you can't have it both ways. And so then, you're gonna look at this list, and the casual college football fan is gonna go, well, what about DJ Lagway? How is he not on this list? And it's like, well, dude, guys like DJ Lagway are not great quarterbacks, but what is it? It's, hey, a bunch of highlight reels going around social media, so you think he should be on the list. So I just think that, yeah, Bear Bachmeier, if you're not paying attention to what Bear Bachmeier is doing, he's set up to have a huge season. There's no question about it. He's put on weight. His throwing mechanics look better, but we need to see him do it on the field. And I would guess that he would, but we just need to see what it looks like. So I would agree. I would rather have him on the list. Mestemaker is the one that you want to use words like insulting or disrespectful. Mestemaker is the one that's insulting and disrespectful. At least with Brendan Sorsby, you can make a back alley argument about how it's Texas Tech and it's the offense and they spent money and they should be a good team and he's got guys to throw to. Mestemaker's not throwing to anybody worth a damn that you know about at this time. And I don't care what the spring game footage looks like. He's thrown against a terrible defense, and ultimately, I don't care what anybody says. If your argument for Oklahoma State is going to be better is that they were a 1-win team last year and they don't have anywhere to go but up, that doesn't give Mestemaker a free pass to be on the top 10 QB ranking for 26. That's just a ridiculous argument.
Yeah, I think that Darian Mensah with Malachi Toney, Mark Fletcher, that cast of characters, and his ability to string out plays, I would take him. I think on this list, I would have it Julian Sayin 1, CJ Carr, or Trinidad Chambliss. I just don't believe should be in college football anymore. I truly do not. And that's weighing in my decision making.
Mm-hmm.
But just playing on the field, I think Julian Sand's going to be today. I would put him number 1 on this list. There are a few quarterbacks, including CJ Carr, that can give him a run. But I think Sand and Carr 1 and 1A, no problem with it. Arch Manning 3, Dante Moore 4, and then Trinidad Chambliss 5.
Mm-hmm.
I would have Mensah 6, and then we can have a Diddy party to figure out 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Yeah, and then I think you have other names who are just floating around in the college football world. You've got other guys like Sam Levitt. You've got Damon Williams. You've got, there's these different guys. I agree with your take about Lenore Sellers, right? Certainly he should be in the conversation to be on this list. So
ESPN
I just think that,
had him 25th.
Yeah, and I just don't know how you have Lenore Sellers 25th, dude. That's an insane ranking. I just don't I don't see it. But and it does beg the question what Lenore's would look like at a bigger situation. So I just don't know. Yeah, again, these lists are made for a reason. Obviously, it's a rage bait list. Obviously, I don't think anybody would have those guys on the list. And if you're having a real discussion, but I do think this season does offer guys a very, there's a lot on the line for some of these quarterbacks, dude, like more than normal. Like I think about obviously Trinidad, obviously Sam Levitt, obviously Damon Williams. Those 3 guys have so much on the line this season in terms of transferring, not transferring, all the stuff that happened at Washington with Damon, like Sam Levitt and Lane Kiffin, the Sam Levitt sideline on a basketball court with Lane before actually being there, pictures going around. And like, just all that stuff. And so I just think now more than ever, these guys have to come out and ball, man. They got to come out and ball. And that's why when you look at dudes like Bear Bachmeier, who doesn't really have anything on the line other than he wants to have a great season and he's where he's supposed to be and he's relaxed and just going through the process, those are the guys you got to look out for, man, because he's going to roll out there with better throwing mechanics and weigh 25 pounds more and have another year in the offense. And all of a sudden it should look better. So that's where I say, like, he may not be on the list now, but if you're buying stock, if you will, BYU is probably one you want to look at in terms of best quarterbacks.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm one more before we get off this list. The fact that Gunnar Stockton's on this list is embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty certain it's just short of 40% of his passes were at the line of scrimmage or behind it. 40% of his passes. Actually, I think it's like 38.9 something stupid like that.
Right.
And I would take Bear Bachmeier on this list over Gunnar Stockton. I don't even hesitate to say that. It's not shocking to me at all. Tom Dubé says kind of an uninspiring list compared to other seasons. You think? Like, you think this year's quarterback class is bad? I actually think it's very good.
Yeah, I think it's pretty deep, honestly. I think it's pretty deep. I just think that there are a lot of people, and again, this is a side effect of the transfer portal. There are a lot of people who are going to take a name and reach it up a list. So like Brendan Sorsby might be the best example, right? You're coming from Cincinnati, a school with no expectations of the CFP, a school that we've been told year after year is going to bounce back at some point and be good again at some point, but just never really realized it. And one game, 2 games that they probably shouldn't have won, and everyone's like, oh man, look at Cincinnati. But now it's like, hey, well, you lost your quarterback. He's at Tech. Now all of a sudden, because he's at Tech, Tech's going to make this big, huge leap because the film says that Sorsby is better than Baron Morton was. And yeah, generally speaking, I agree with that. But again, what do we know about college football? We know that the unpredictability of the game is what makes it great. So I'm not going to sit here and say that Sorsby to Tech is just going to be rubber stamp it, no doubt about it. It's going to work out perfect for him. We need to see what exactly they try to do with him and what exactly that looks like, because BYU is going to be better. There's going to be a team in the Big 12 like that will come out and surprise people, I'm sure, just like K-State tried to do last year. So, well, let's just see what it is. But I'm just telling you, if you're the person taking a name that transferred in their first year in that new offense, you can't just rubber stamp that's going to be all perfect. We've seen this year after year. It takes 4 to 5 weeks for that offense to really get going, which can cost you in today's day and age.
What are the chances Tommy Carr replaces $10 million man Underwood at Michigan? Right now, none. I think Tommy Carr's had an unbelievable spring. I mean, obviously, as a legacy guy at Michigan, but he's going to be very good. He's going to be very good. But I think Bryce Underwood has every opportunity now to become the quarterback everybody knew he should have been under butter knives.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get to Michigan here in a minute. Fair or not, Mestamaker's on that list because he had the most passing yards. Hey, he was a prolific passer at Central Crapped on my shoe State last year. Listen, I don't. Oklahoma State is going to be significantly better than they were. But how are you not significantly better than you were? You haven't won a conference game in 13 seasons.
Because it's garbage.
That might be a bit of an exaggeration.
Just a little, but who's counting?
Gamble here. My point is, it's going to be tough for Oklahoma State not to look significantly better. And Mestamaker is going to play a huge role in that. But the idea, like I saw this Oak State stuff with Josh Pate.
Yeah.
And how much throbbing Josh Pate was doing over the interview he did with Donnie. Oh, no, wait. Sorry. different disaster. My point is, Josh Pate has seemingly found his new love and obsession in college football. And, you know, I wish I could be this amazing.
Oklahoma State has the best potential, to me, of any program out there that hasn't exploded, to be the next one to explode. People are paying attention to Texas Tech right now. I really could see a world in the next 24 to 36 months where people are also paying attention to Oklahoma State. They've got the juice if they want to use it. They've got a really good head coach that they just hired. He brought really good players with him, and I think if they just get one sort of reemergence onto the landscape this year as a proof of concept, they could be off to the races. I'm buying them in the basement. They had a 1-win season last year. So there's nowhere to go but up. And they may, in some crazy, twisted way, benefit from Mike Gundy not really having an NIL machine or an NIL war chest at his disposal. It's not that the money wasn't there. It's just that they didn't want to give it to him to use. So now they got a guy they do want to give it to. I'm hearing some stuff about Oklahoma State. I'm just saying, I have already purchased stock privately. Not a real thing, but I have, and now I'm doing it on the show.
Have you ever had that feeling where you want to hit somebody in the face with a 2x4?
And we were saying that.
Dude.
But my point is, okay, so there's a lot to unpack. He's very bald. He's a hairless cat.
I'd love it to be wider.
But what did you just say there? What did he say anything of substance? I believe I just heard him say 24 to 36 months. Bro, that's 3 years.
Like, dude.
That's 3 years. And you still will keep narrowing your arms, I'm sure. But that's 3 years down the road. How many more disaster interviews are you going to do in that? I should stop. He says Oak State's going to be good in 2 to 3 years.
This case is empty.
He says that Mike Gundy...
They wouldn't give Mike Gundy NIL money, which means now they're in a better spot. It's not that they didn't have money. They just wouldn't give it to Mike. That's the excuse.
Didn't we say something...
Empty. The opposite of full.
And didn't a certain semen demon guy tell us we didn't know what we were talking about? But now Josh Pate says it. And it's true. Got it. He said exactly what we've been saying for like 3 years. Mike Gundy doesn't want to spend money. Mike Gundy doesn't have money. He's crying poor. Oh, wait, they have money. They just didn't want to give it to Mike Gundy. Oh, so they wanted to fire him long before they actually did. Right. Understood.
Well, why would you want to fire Mike Gundy, Monty? He's a legend. You guys remember those days.
Rip Holtz. Oklahoma State's going to surprise a lot of people. Coach Morris and Mestamaker are going to be successful. James, nobody is questioning. See, and this is how we know that Buddy's got burners. Coach Mestamaker or Coach Morris, that is right out of the Oak State, James. I like to you now. Vocab list.
Yes.
You know,
but I mean, it is true though. Like, okay, sure. Are they going to be better? Yeah. 4 or 5 wins is better, unfortunately, for Okie Light, dude. Yes. Okay. Awesome. Yes, you're better. Great. We can all agree. But let's not pretend, and this is my point about Buddy being on the list.
Buddy.
Let's not pretend that this is like a CFP team or like a Big 12 championship team. We're going to get to a place this college football season, I guarantee it. We pull up their schedule real quick. What do their first 4 weeks look like, dude?
No.
I guarantee you Oklahoma State fan is going to jump in this comment section in October and say, "Oh, Monty, Coach Morris and Drew, the best QB Mestamaker, are 4-0. Can you believe it? You guys hate us. How about that?
Well, that's not happening.
Come on.
At Tulsa, Oregon, Murray State, at West Virginia, UCF, at Houston, Colorado, at Iowa State, at K-State, Texas Tech, at Arizona State, Kansas.
So 4 wins? 5 at most?
Tulsa, Murray State, West Virginia, UCF, Iowa State, and maybe Kansas. I can't see them going on the road at Arizona State, at K-State, or at Houston and winning. And I think West Virginia is going to be significantly better this year. So I think they're a 5 or 6 win team.
I just think that the love and the hype train around this squad is at an all-time high. Everybody is saying, oh, well, like Josh Pate being like, oh, I'm buying him in the basement. Well, yeah, mainly because they've been in the basement for like 5 years at this point, dude. Like, what happened? You weren't trying to buy them under Gundy when they were in the basement? Like, this is a classic overreaction to a new head coach and a quarterback throwing a bomb in the spring game. That's it. That's all this is, bro. I'm telling you, don't overexert yourself with Oklahoma State.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't particularly, I don't know. Wait, is Rip Holt another James Burner? It must be.
I mean, the verbiage is the same. I do agree with Monty on that.
You know, Messy Maker and Okie Light, enjoy the Pop-Tarts Bowl.
Well,
okay. Oklahoma State will win 10 games in the next 24 to 36 months. I think in 24 to 36 months, James will return as an Oak State fan.
Now, listen, welcome to the nightmare. Is that on the record? Is that an official prediction? I don't want to take it out of context. You know, we remember what happened yesterday, right? So we want to make sure that everything is in context and on or off the record. That's the important thing in life.
Why is Marcus texting me saying Twitter just imploded?
Yeah, Twitter just crashed, I think, or something happened to it. We our streaming software just told us that apparently live stream was disconnected.
Oh yeah, X is apparently offline.
And X, it appears, is offline. Yeah.
Oh boy.
So,
okay. Listen,
hey Marcus, jump over to YouTube, buddy.
Yeah, Marcus is a Twitter viewer. Yeah, I'm gonna say Twitter is offline right now. That's very interesting. Okay, you know, do you guys think when this is where Monty's mind goes? The Monty mind.
Hey, Monty.
I always am of the belief, like when I'm talking to myself in my head, hackers have gotten the Twitter, Monty. It's a hack. They hate Elon and all 39,000 of his kids. Dial it up on the AOL CD-ROM. Do you guys remember that when you used to get on AOL? That's America Online, for those of you who don't know.
Oh, okay.
You used to have to put a CD-ROM in your CD tray on your massive computer.
Your brick.
And fire up the old interwebs. So, you know, it's fine. Sergeant Morhew, for the record, your opinions are right as rain.
Oh, see, there's a reference. Nice, dude. Way to work that in. Well done.
I can get on X. It's not that you can't get on X. How old's the content?
Yeah.
That's the question. And right now, if I go to update the old X machine, I am seeing the most recent post I see is nuclear golf from 10 minutes ago. 13 hours, 8 hours, 8 hours, 1 hour. That's generally a sign that X is having a problem. But hey, you know what? It is what it is, man. I'm sorry if you were watching on X and everything went haywire. That, you know, it's fine. That's fine. Tulsa may actually be as good this year as Oak State. Not saying much. No, it's not. Sergeant Green, hello. FTR, Monty is always right. Never wrong about anything, rectally speaking.
Yeah, go ahead and try me then.
You know, I live in Michigan. I live in Canada, close to the state of Michigan. I love it when you guys rip Michigan whenever you can. Majority of their fans are so insufferable here, especially the Walmart Wolverine fans. Wow.
Walmart Wolverine fans.
Okay, we'll get to Michigan here in about 15 minutes. So we'll make your day with that.
Oh, we'll get to the airmen.
Oh, we'll get to him. Oh, look, pedophile you. He had Iowa State competitive, but did he have Epstein Island as competitive? When he was looking at the university where they facilitated assault against young people for a generation, Penn State, was he pro or against Joe Paterno covering up for Jerry Sandusky's crimes against young boys? If you could,
I don't know.
Help me clarify that.
I don't know quite. I don't quite know how to answer that, to be honest.
You know, Micah Parsons being naked on the floor in the locker room, which allegedly,
and allegedly rolling around on freshman dudes
with his field goal post.
Yeah.
How was he high or low on that? You know, just curious. But if you could not redact the report on what he said about that, would be okay. Never trust a guy that tends to wear white T-shirts. I do own one white T-shirt. It's a turkey trot T-shirt. You know, go Buckeyes. Okay. You know, that's fine. Your live stream is working on X. Great.
It's been restored then.
Not to date myself, I spent $800 on my first CD reader. Not read or write. Oh, no. You guys remember that when you could actually have something written to a CD in your computer?
Mm-hmm.
You do not. Shut up.
Yeah, dude. Burning CDs from LimeWire. We all did that. We all know the hackers. We all know the people who avoided paying their music bills. I know you guys. You're all out there.
What was the music pirating site? Napster. You guys remember Napster? Oh my God. That's crazy. Penn State dude is on almost every podcast. He gets canned more than Michigan coaches. Yeah. Like, I wish he'd never show up here. I hate Penn State. I hate everything about Penn State. I think Penn State should not have a football program. None of it. Penn State Goofy is here. Oh, brother. There you go. I don't know. Listen, Josh Pate on Oklahoma State. I want to make it painfully obvious. I think Oklahoma State's going to be better because they've made changes. But it's going to take, I would agree, 24 to 36 months they're not fully. They don't have 22 starters across the board on that team. There was nothing in the cupboard. And then anything that was at all workable left. So you're building from the ground up, and it's almost impossible to do that. Unless you're Lane Kiffin and everybody wants to play for you. But The problem is Stillwater is not Baton Rouge. It's much more difficult to rebuild a roster quickly at Texas Tech, or excuse me, I said Texas Tech, at Oak State than it is at a place like LSU.
Right.
So, listen, I think the bigger question is, does anybody watch Big 12 football? Because I'm telling you, this top 10 ESPN list that does not even mention Bear Bachmeier that to me is the biggest indicator. When you look at these lists and you see who's left off of them, the very fact that Brendan Sorsby and Drew Mestemaker, who are both out of the portal on their new teams, that those guys are getting the love and the run in this conference, tells you that nobody watches quarterbacks in this conference. And the fact like I saw all the TCU fans yesterday saying, well, if we had Josh Hoover, you don't have Josh Hoover. He's at Indiana, and he's not top 10 according to ESPN.
Another guy that should be on the list. No question about it.
And my point is, he's not on the list because he played the Big 12 and nobody saw him. Because TCU wasn't good, and he's going to get a lot of run now because he's at Indiana and they're on national TV. They're playing in big games every week. He's going to get the run. He's going to get the accolades he deserves. But I'm telling you, you look at the way these lists are put together, a lot of it is a popularity contest, and ESPN's going to tell you that they went knuckle deep on statistics and analytics, and we looked at this and that, and Drew Mestamaker, and let me tell you about what puckering and Kegel exercises did for Mestamaker. Totally get it. That was a Kegel exercise.
Yeah, they went full Pete Golding, football talk on this list, dude.
That's still one of the greatest videos we've ever played on this show.
Yeah, I mean that's it's the list is
Pete Golding a scumbag?
I mean, he just is. He is somebody who is very much like a try-hard newer guy on the scene. And I feel like he's one of those guys that runs out a bunch of like cool kid club lingo, and like he just is. He's the guy that you don't want to be. You're filling in. You're replacing the guy instead of being the replacement for the replacement to the guy. And that's the problem, dude. Is that it just is. It's just, let's see what you can do with your own roster, right? Let's see what you can do with your own team, not Lane Kiffin's team, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, JMU, aka Indiana, was an outlier to success that fast. Well, oh yeah, for sure, Mike. He's going to get more visibility because he left Fort Worth and went to Indiana. He's going to get more visibility playing quarterback at Indiana than he will at Texas Christian University.
Brutal.
In Fort Worth. You would have done a 5150 hold on me if I'd have said that 3 years ago. To be fair, nothing can get any worse for an Oak State fan. So hiring Eric Morris as their new head coach might be a step in the right direction. Good hire.
Yeah, instead of saying to be fair, it should just be, TBF. Okay. Just so we can all be on the same.
Yeah.
TBF. Nothing can get any
FTR, you should be using TBF.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. Just a couple more. Again, I'll ask you, are we better off without a spring transfer portal window?
I think we are, but I think one transfer portal window, I think just makes kids commit more. And I think that it just changes the way the game's played. It changes the conversation you're having at different times of the year. You're not talking about kids transferring right now. You're talking about development. You're talking about weight room, working out, doing all those different things. And you're talking about, kids, the motivation for the kid, in my opinion, is to get better. They know they're not going anywhere for a little while. So, what do you do?
I think you're going to wind up getting a second transfer portal window back.
Maybe so.
At some point. You can't just have them when the season ends. And it can't be during the college football playoff.
Yeah, well, the truth is that the portal should be after spring football. That's when it should be. That's the proper timing of it. The season ends, you go into your off season, you do spring, you want to transfer after that, great. But I agree it needs to be moved, but I don't want to see two transfer windows. One transfer window, one time a year you get to move. And if you want to move, great. If not, cool.
Yeah, I think you have to. I would like to see one at whatever the most strategic point is. I think it probably has to be before. I think it should open up the minute that the national championship game ends. And it should be a 45-day transfer window. And then it's shut and you enroll and you Go through spring ball and you made your decision. Now you got to stay there. I'm in favor of one that opens for 45 days the minute the national championship game is over.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how I would do it. I think
that would definitely work well.
You know, TBF. Okay. All right. I'll start watching Big 12 football when they start using fiber optic lights instead of field turf. That could happen.
I mean, that could definitely happen, dude. It's a real possibility.
I don't think the LED court was a disaster. I really don't. Do you think it was a disaster?
I think saying it's a disaster is strong. Did it have its issues? Yes. Was it a cool concept? Yes.
Very
if they
cool.
execute it better, if they can find a way to, again, you need that floor to play like a normal floor while also being able to light up. That's what you need. It's a simple task to understand and a difficult one to execute. That's the problem. And the wood floors play different than the plexi floors for sure. I think that the plexi floor is definitely more prone to slipping and loss of traction for sure than a waxed wood floor, no question about it. So they just need to figure out how they can make that work, how they can get it. They need to get a material other than plexiglass that can find a middle ground, in my opinion. Or you need to put something on that plexiglass that improves traction and gives players confidence to play on it, because that was the big thing. There was a bunch of videos, if you guys remember, like the issues between the paneling and how it all kind of comes together. You don't want to be seeing that stuff. I need a plexiglass floor that fits together like a puzzle and locks in place the way a wood floor does. And then I need you to wax it or do something to it so it has high traction. That's it. If the floor had high traction, if you had, I've never been a fan, FTR, TBF. I was never a fan of the gray slate colorway with all the little markings on it and everything. In my opinion, you need to revamp the floor itself, the design of it. I just think it's so distracting.
Well, I listen, FWIW, I think that there's no question that we're trying to innovate. And TBH, I thought it was entertaining. I thought it was fun. I thought that FTR, the end product was not great because the players hated it, right? But I thought it was GTG when the tournament started, and then FTR, it went into the shitter, and that happens.
Oh my gosh, dude. What are we doing, bro?
Who the fuck are you?
I mean, I'm just
FWIW, bro.
But dude, all we do on this show is KIR, man. I just don't see what the issue is. So I see what you did there.
If you guys ever want to kick it, we'll flow.
They need to apply sticky substances to the plexiglass. This is where the guys in the chat come in handy.
Now, see what he did there? Handy. And sticky substance.
Handy.
And, it's Oak State James's right hand and all that,
No disaster, but also no game changer. Okay. All right. And finally, just do LED around the edges and maybe find a way to let the center logo be LED infused. Ooh, I don't hate that. Maybe LED the line paint too. Good idea. Needs better execution. That doesn't increase the player risk of injury. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't hate that.
You can see why it would be game changing for ad revenue, in-game entertainment. Just like you can see the opportunity, but they've got to find a better way to do it. And I hope they do, because I love the concept of it. I would love nothing more than a traditional wood floor and each end, like inside the 3-point arc, be the team colors. And that would be a massively entertaining product.
I don't hate that idea. I don't hate that idea at all. I think there's an evolution and it needs to keep going.
Yeah.
Holly Rowe to the court. Holly Rowe, please get down to the LED court, please. Holly Rowe. Holly Rowe. We're not going to put the picture up there because we don't allow people to.
I'm not too familiar with that.
There's Holly Rowe to the court, please. Slippage is happening. Holly Rowe, sticky substances. There. You happy, Mike? You feel better now? Can we get an acronym key?
Listen,
CWGAAK.
If one of you hyenas in the comments section wants to create a PDF acronym key and send it over, maybe we'll use it.
And again, FWIW, I hate acronyms.
Wow.
I'm not a fan of it. So,
yeah, TBH, dude.
You know, FTR.
Right.
It's on YouTube.
And that's OTR as well. So, you know.
All right. Make sure you get to buckedup.com. Get your creatine. I've got mine right here. 10 milligrams every morning while I'm doing the show. Usually it's gone within the first hour, but, I'm not a guy that lasts a long time anyways.
Do you even lift?
Yeah, if you guys are not drinking essential amino acids every day, and if you are not getting 10 milligrams of creatine monohydrate every single day, you're doing it wrong. Jake, are you any longer? Because Jake's about as consistent as your stream of pee. But
How do you hate me? I mean, do you just wake up and find ways to hate me? Is that really the, is that FWIW? Is that really the strategy, dude?
That didn't work. FWIW doesn't fit there.
Even if you'd like to be.
But TBH, it's not very difficult. you know.
Obviously not.
I should also note your wedges are in my foyer right now.
Okay. This is a family program. Okay.
Jake got new wedges from PXG.
Very excited. Very excited. Very excited about the course we're playing this Saturday as well. Very excited about that.
Considering I had the worst iron session I've ever had last night. Other than that, I literally swung 100 iron swings. I may have hit 10 good shots. Like just total yips on my iron swing right now.
Why? Just quick question, asking for a friend. Don't kill me. Why go to the range when you had 2 hours of sleep after work?
I think that probably played part of it. You know. If someone wants to DM me, that means direct message. The exact spec. Well, we're doing all these FTRs and
it's
stuff.
Acronym day on the Monty program, dude.
STFU, Jake. STFU. But the point is,
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Speaking of Buddy, did you guys see Tucker Carlson apologize for Donnie?
Dude, times are changing, bro. Times are changing, man. We were in Vegas over the weekend talking politics with the fam bam, and nobody wants to believe us, because we were largely making the same argument that people are pissed, dude. People are not happy. People are tired of the BS, dude. And again, we're not going to name names. We're not going to, we say one wrong thing on this show and all of a sudden we're in YouTube prison for like a week. But,
yeah, yesterday our videos were all suppressed. I don't know why. Did we even talk about
mentioned
Orange Guy yesterday?
You sent me the screenshot of like the reason or whatever, and it's talking about like, whatever illegal activities or whatever we're not allowed to talk about. And we didn't even talk about that yesterday.
No.
We literally talked about that. We took a trip to that damn
town and where people spend their money guessing at certain outcomes.
FTR. And we're just so anyway, the point is that Tucker, it did a full retraction on his stance on a certain individual, in our country,
wild.
And is apologizing for misleading people. One, good on you, dude. Appreciate that. I can respect that. I appreciate that you're being honest. But two, now you're starting to see people's real, colors are coming out, bro. Like people are starting to understand, yeah, dude, maybe I should get on the other side of this thing because that little event that's going down in November where, people go out and they put a little piece of paper in a box is not really looking like it's going to go the right way, dude.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy how I can't believe Tucker Carlson apologized.
It's insane.
Literally,
it's crazy.
I never ever thought. He said, it's on my Twitter feed. I retweeted it because it's so shocking. Like he said, quote, "I'll be tormented for a long time by the fact that I played a role in getting that guy elected.
He who shall not be named."
Are you guys surprised by that?
Well, it's definitely it's a moment for sure. It's a situation in that realm of conversation where you have a powerful individual, right? I mean, I think that he's done a great job moving past his former employer and doing his own thing and continuing to be a voice in the conversation. And I think that he now understands, hey, like all the things that I said, all the things that I bought into, all the things that were promised, none of them have happened. None of them. And we are in a far worse spot than we were. And I played a role in that. I influenced millions of people to go and vote a certain way. And I'm sorry, I made a mistake. And I give the guy a lot of credit. I'm not saying that I like Tucker. I'm not saying that he's the best or anything like that. But I am certainly saying that.
Oh no, let's get something very clear. Tucker Carlson is still TBH. Tucker Carlson is never going to win the "he's a good dude" button. See the interview with Buddy over there in Siberia land. Right? Like, and the things that he talks about and things he says and does, FTR, he's still the POS and stuff.
We would be remiss if we didn't mention the obvious fact of, hey, bro, it took you 10 years to realize this. Like, come on. You know what I mean? Like, it's so clear to me.
No, it didn't take him 10 years to realize. It took him 10 years to say the quiet part out loud.
Yeah.
The fact that Tucker is saying he will be tormented for his role in the election of Buddy for the rest of his life, and that we as a country will pay the price for these last several years for the next generation, is exactly right.
Yes.
Because that's what's happening. And it took a lot of people. It took a lot of people that had to FAFO to find out the truth about what happens when you elect people with a terrible business history who are best known as reality TV stars to be the most powerful person in the world. And then they actually become the most powerful person in the world because power and money doesn't create your character, it reveals it.
Yeah.
Power and money reveals who you really are. And that's why this is so shocking. That's why it's so shocking to me. I call him General Boney Spurs to avoid his name.
Okay.
The thing that's hard for me is I don't like saying nice things about Tucker because he's not a good human being. But I'm not going to say his name, but the guy that we always play the drop of, the FU, you suck drop.
Yeah.
He is.
Fuck you, you suck.
He's talking about Donnie, and he's one of the worst human beings on earth.
Yeah.
But the list of worst human beings who went to work in earnest to make sure that Buddy got elected, and then he did, and now they're all having a mea culpa moment because Mr. FU, you suck guy also said, this is my fault. They're all saying it, but you can't unring the bell.
Paul didn't go in the hoop.
And Tucker's not some example of good humanity. Neither is
it's
the
just
other
an
guy.
incredible moment that they're doing this now.
It truly is. It truly is. It is remarkable to me, because I do think it's going to take, Mrs. Monty and I were talking about this the other day. It's going to take years and courage to unwind all of this nonsense that's gone on. All of it. The situation that we currently find ourselves in with the waterway, and stuff.
Yeah, that little pool that we like to wade through,
Good luck. Yeah. Anyway, as you were. I just thought it was interesting to mention Tucker. Speaking of bad people, can we get into Michigan now? I don't know how, if you're the Michigan Wolverines, you've done so much good on the fields and courts that you compete in. Because, if we're telling the truth, Michigan's athletic department is dominating. You look at their success across the board athletically. Any other university in the world, this is considered one of the best athletic departments by far. Yet, you have their scandals in basketball and football. You fire Juwan Howard. Dusty May comes in. And Dusty had his pick of jobs. He took the Michigan job, and now Michigan is national champions in college basketball. But does that wipe away the stains of the Harbaugh butter knives era at Michigan? Absolutely not. And that's the story that Michigan's trying to tell. When you have made a decision, according to our sources, not to fire Ward Manuel as your athletic director, and it is a shocking decision, because Ward Manuel has overseen the deepest, darkest scandals in the history of Michigan athletics. And he's been there a decade, and he's known very few days without scandal. And we are told that unless this ongoing investigation, because there is an ongoing investigation at Michigan related to the culture of the athletic department, which is to say Ward Manuel's leadership ability, unless there is some bombshell inside of this investigation, which there is not expected to be, because, well, how do you get more bombshell than Buddy and his knives?
Seriously.
Ward Manuel is going to remain the athletic director for the foreseeable future at the University of Michigan. And I'm stunned by it. I am. And again, I think you need to be very clear. Hiring Dusty May and Kyle Whittingham, and obviously Dusty May's won a national championship now, and you fought for and sold Dusty May when you fired Juwan Howard, and then John Beilein happened in what really didn't happen.
Right.
And then you go and you hired Dusty May, who, again, wanted and could have had any job in the country. He took Michigan, and it worked out swimmingly. Swimmingly. And then Sherrone Moore happened. Now, obviously, Dusty May is building a program, and they would eventually go on to win a national championship. All the while, Sherrone Moore is happening. Sherrone Moore, who for FTR didn't go to prison. Probation to lesser charges, which is crazy in and of itself.
Right.
But if you look at the legacy of Ward Manuel, Is he a good athletic director? I don't think he is. I don't think he is. He doesn't always hire the best people. They win a lot. But does winning overcome all of the scandals that we've seen in the football department? I'm going to say it doesn't. And it's not one scandal or a scandal, because remember, we allegedly hacked social media accounts to steal young people's nude photos across state lines so the FBI was on campus. We had an enterprising vacuum salesman in business with allegedly another athlete running back. But that wasn't a thing because now it doesn't exist anymore. We were buying cheeseburgers for hungry kids. I mean, the list is endless. And yet here we are on Tuesday, April 21st, not the 25th. Tuesday, April 21st. And Ward Manuel still has his job, and according to our sources, will keep his job. And I'm shocked by it. I'm really surprised by it. Are you surprised, Jake?
I mean, it is surprising he's been able to withstand the issues. There's no doubt about that. So, yeah, from that standpoint, I am surprised. But, if you take it a step further and you look at their board of regents and the people who actually make these decisions, I'm not really that surprised. I mean, I can't remember her name, but there was one of their board members had put out that statement about how, she basically just supporting Ward and he's done a great job and he's a great guy or whatever. And so it's this whole thing where it's like, yeah, if you look at Ward and what's gone on in the athletic department, yeah, it is shocking he still has his job. Of course. I mean, there's no way around that. But when you look at Michigan as a whole, their leadership, there seems to be some sort of, disconnect or lack of belief or maybe lack of transparency around who was responsible for what. I mean, obviously they had no problem running Santa Ono out of the building. They had no problem, getting, allowing Jim Harbaugh to go to the NFL, even though they offered him a full immunity or whatever contract, the highest contract to potentially be paid to a college football coach. So I just think it's this whole dynamic where Michigan, and this was my concern for Witt initially when he took the job. If you take a job at Michigan, you're risking your legacy. That's just a standard part of the equation. And I hate saying that, but I feel like there's no way around it. Like the last probably, I mean, I'd have to look for a specific year, but probably back to 2015, I would say, maybe 2015 and forward. You're looking at an athletic department that quite frankly is just riddled with issues. And I understand that Jim is not Kyle and Kyle is not Jim, and Kyle Whittingham theoretically is an individual who over his time in college athletics has been a man of integrity, right? He's had basically one issue, and that was the Morgan Scalley thing. Yep. And other than that, he's been basically a perfect record. So I don't feel like Witt is going to do anything to compromise himself, but I also wasn't prepared for the sign stealing saga and all of the stuff that Jim did because he got desperate from not beating Ohio State. So I just look at it and I say, am I surprised Ward still has a job? Yes. But when I look at Michigan, that's who they are. This is who Michigan is. This is what defines being a Michigan man, dude. And I'm at a place where I don't put things past Michigan anymore. Just the same way I don't put things, past Happy Ending Valley U. I'm not surprised anymore, bro. I'm not in a place where when the next scandal goes down in the Michigan athletic department, because it will at some point, I'm not going to be surprised anymore, man. I'm not going to be shocked. No. I'm not going to be just, oh man, I can't believe this. Yes, actually, I can believe it. I can believe we got another speeding ticket at Georgia. I can believe that Michigan's got another saga. Like it's tried and true. So my only hope is that Kyle Whittingham is able in his tenure to avoid that and to give Michigan and provide Michigan a less turbulent existence, because that's all it's been. And it sucks because when Michigan is good, it's better for college athletics. That's the hard part, is that you are one of those brands. You are a blue blood. You are, if Michigan sucks, it's not good for the sport. If Michigan's better, it is good for the sport. Michigan and Notre Dame needs to be a better game. Michigan and Michigan and needs to be a better game. And you always ask me, hey, well, where are you? Like, is your fandom waning? Is your fandom dissipating? Well, yeah, like if my fandom dissipates or is lessened when I turn on a Michigan-Ohio State game and all I hear about is, oh, man, your head coach is suspended, excuses this, excuses that. Yeah. I mean, that's the hard part, dude. That it ruins the experience for the fan. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. But Monty, they have a winning record in a lot of sports. They do. They absolutely do. No doubt about it. Crypto Warden, Monty 2028. Oof. Decades, and we never get worlds. Could be. Who knows? Teflon Don, only guy to survive the Michigan scandals. Ward Manuel. I'm stunned he's keeping his job. I'm really surprised. Am I wrong for being surprised he's keeping his job?
Anywhere else, he probably doesn't have a job. Michigan, he's got a job. So,
this situation with their president apparently played a large role in it, where they had named an interim president who got ill and then couldn't fulfill the job because of his illness. Would have fired Ward Manuel, I believe. But now you have a new interim, and that interim is all in on Ward Manuel. Even at their basketball celebration, said he's the best athletic director in the country. I'm really surprised by that.
Like, look at this sentiment, dude. Ward Manuel talking about, look at this quote, dude. Quote, I was fine if that was the direction they wanted to go. What I haven't appreciated is the context of an investigation into the culture here. However people want to couch it, what I want is people to understand that 99.9% of the people here are doing things the right way. We've had our issues, and we're not perfect. Well, here's the problem, Ward. Here's the problem, dude. I'm going to go out on a limb, FWIW, and say that 99.9% is probably a bit of a reach, Ward, because unfortunately, most of your football department was riddled with degenerates, we've now found out. So that's not on us as fans. That's on you as an athletic director.
I agree that most, I agree. Athletic departments have issues. I mean, again, you look at Kyle Whittingham at Utah, multiple players murdered. I don't know how you withstand that devastation in your program. He did. They withstood it. I don't know how you withstand the Morgan Scally heinous verbiage. They did. Changing of athletic directors, withstood it. None of that seems even problematic next to assault and home invasion. Now, obviously, those charges didn't stand up in court against butter knives.
Right.
But the very fact I'm calling him butter knives, and that what he did to his assistant, with his assistant, inflicted upon his assistant, apparently isn't even the worst. When you're sending text messages to a woman who's reporting a sexual assault by one of your staff members, and then you tell her, what time are you going to be here? I need to get, Oh. That's how you handle the reporting of sexual.
I guess to answer your question, it's surprising to me. It's surprising to me that another human being could look at Ward Manuel and say he's the best athletic director in the country. Like, I guess maybe the conversation needs to be had. What makes a good athletic director? Because there's a difference between, hey, listen, we've had some scandals, but I had to deal with that as athletic director. I've taken care of it. Versus, hey, well, dude, you've been the athletic director for like scandal after scandal after scandal after scandal. At what point do you bear some responsibility for the fact that your athletic department's riddled with scandals constantly?
I don't know.
That's the surprising part. There are human beings out there, clearly, like you just said, who look at Ward and they're like, oh, yeah, he's the best ever. That's what I don't know how you can come to that conclusion logically, through a fact-based discussion and say that he's one of the best out there. Like, I just struggle with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Michigan is the biggest cheaters in college sports. Could be. Mr. Green, Tuesday, April 21st, and everyone woke up with the munchies.
Well,
dude, I woke up. You guys want to hear something crazy about waking up today? I woke up 3 pounds lighter today. Now, again, I went and hit 100 balls last night. Not well. But the wedges are dialed. The irons, that's a different thing, But my point is, I woke up 3 pounds lighter today. It's incredible. Yeah, I didn't wake up with the munchies. Has anyone checked in on Big Daddy Magic? Yesterday was his day. Yes, I did speak to Big Daddy Magic yesterday. 420,
yesterday was his 420.
That's a reference to marijuana smoking.
Wow, Dad. Wow.
Sorry, as a peasant who doesn't partake, I just that was yesterday wasn't like a special day to me.
I believe he ingested more lettuce than usual because Wemby won the Defensive Player of the Year. He sent me videos I haven't watched.
Keep it real.
All right, let's see what he's got. I mean, we haven't played one in a while. What's he got? What kind of material are we looking at here?
I hesitate. There's a woman in this video.
Bro, dude, I just opened up my DMs.
Sheila says Ian's full of crap. They haven't made up when the pool party is, but Sheila's gonna let me host it. And we're going to see He-Man. We'd invite you, but you said you didn't want to come with us because you want to be by yourself because you think we talk too much. And you won't believe what Sheila's going to tell you. You're either going to be utterly disgusted or you're going to think it's sexy. I don't know what one to believe. But look, this is Sheila, the #1 manager in the world. Say hi to Seth.
Hi, Seth.
So why are you sending me that, man? She was talking to Seth.
Oh, boy.
Player, it's your friend, a blessing in real time, Big Daddy Magic. Who do it better. Hey, player, the draft this week, and I have the #1 talent in the draft coming from Lucky Charms University, the running back. And I know there's nothing good about Notre Dame. The leprechaun looks like he's constipated and always in a bad mood. Like his girlfriend's always on a menstrual cycle. And Notre Dame puke green is the president. You guys are coming into an ass whooping when you go to the land of Big Daddy Magic, a slice of heaven, Provo, Utah. But that's in 5 months. But hey, player, the big, sexy, fundamental Victor Wembanyama's in the playoffs. The historic first game against the Portland Trail Blazers. Danny, I will wish him nothing but the blessed fellow Jew. Love you. But hey, player, he's dead, and you're scratch-sniffing, butt-sniffing bust of a player, Scoot Henderson, sitting on the bench, stretching himself. Rusty jock strap himself, Scoot Henderson. I don't think he's played. Is he even in the rotation?
It's amazing to me. Yeah. You do. Yeah. You do you, man.
Okay. We have a further development that's just taken place listening to BDM.
Yes.
5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, I asked for the comments section to create a rubric on acronyms on this show.
Oh, God.
And it's been done and sent to me. The problem is, this is the poor man's rubric. Here's the problem. This was sent to me. Here's the problem, dude. I don't see the Monty Show nomenclature. This is ChatGPT'd or off Google, okay? I don't see for what it's worth. I don't see FTR, OTR, I don't see any of the show references, dude. So I don't even know who the hell even
this
sent
feels
this
generic.
To,
this feels
this
very
is,
generic.
This is not good enough, dude. I mean, who this is Jeremiah in the members only group sending this to me. Dude, I need you to make one that's got all the show references on it. So that way, when casual who's never listened to the show comes in, I can slap them over the head with this and say, don't you know that we have a whole sheet worth of acronyms? That's what we need, bro. Need some effort here, okay? That's what we need.
I mean, FWIW, you could have done better.
Yeah. So that's never going to see the light of day again. You need to send me another one with the Monty Show references in it. And that's cool. You can include those in the list too, but come on.
The Cryptic Warden is saying he did this. Is that your new name?
Yeah, is that your new name? Is that Jeremiah's new name?
It might be.
I think that's yeah. That's not true, dude. Here's the problem. So we were talking about all these references, all the acronym references, and you are a daily listener of this program. The fact that you thought you could just copy and paste it from the internet, that you know better, dude. I need you to put some soul into this document, bro. Like, we need to have the show references. Come on, dude. I know you're computer literate, dude.
Okay. It is what it is. I'm fine with it. But hey, play it,
Yeah, seriously. BHP.
Yes, it's my gamer tag. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah. INR.
Dude. See, you got to add these to the
James
list.
INR,
Right.
FTR, this list is trash. Wow. Okay, so again, I ask, can we get back on topic? Is Ward Manuel good at his job? I guess that's the question in the comment section. Focus. FTR, let's just focus.
Right.
Is Ward Manuel good at his job? I don't think there's any question he's good at his job. But hiring Dusty May from Florida Atlantic doesn't make up for the disaster of Sherrone Moore. Hiring Sherrone Moore to be the next football coach at Michigan is one of the worst hires in the history of college athletics. I can't add to it any further than that.
Yeah.
And Jim Harbaugh and giving him keys to the kingdom and not having accountability and letting him call himself Captain America. And, we would never do that. Lying, cheating, playing the victim.
Yeah, bro. Yes.
I think Ward Manuel is very good at his job, but he still should be fired. Is he the best athletic director in the country? No, you can't be the best athletic director in the country when you have the scandals repeatedly over time, consistently under your tenure that they've had at Michigan. Because what nobody talks about is Ward Manuel has destroyed the reputation and ethics of the University of Michigan.
Cheating, lying, and then playing the victim.
Simple as that.
It's as simple as that.
There is no, and again, I think that the Sherrone Moore hire is a good point. Like, you guys remember the guys of the Sherrone Moore hire, right? Hey, we're gonna get hit with sanctions, or we're gonna get hit with a lot of discipline over the Harbaugh thing. So Sherrone is basically gonna be the fall guy. We're gonna sign him for a year or two while we're asked through these sanctions and the recruiting limitations and everything. And then once we're through that, he's going to get whacked and we'll hire a real coach. Here's the problem, dude. Because, God's gift to us athletic directors, decided it would be a good idea to just give Sherrone the keys to the car and say, try not to run it off the road. The only problem is his first step was to drive it off of a cliff and head right into the courtroom. That's the problem, bro. And so I don't know. It's just, you can't factually or logically say that Ward Manuel is one of the best ADs in the country. Does Michigan win a lot? Sure, dude.
Yes.
Sure they do. Does Michigan being, a blue blood, an iconic brand, if you zoom out a little bit and you look at the last 50 years, yes, they're iconic. Yes, I've never denied that. I've said it earlier and I'll keep saying it. When Michigan's good, it's better for the conversation. It's better for TV. It's better for everyone involved. But at what cost? And that's the problem. I would so much rather be a program that is, like, look at Alabama just as an example. Alabama, a football program, a basketball program that, outside of the Bediako thing, largely has stayed off the radar in terms of drama. Nate Oates leaves a lot to be desired from a character standpoint, but they've been nothing near the cheating scandal or anything that's gone down in the Big Ten. Now, the reason I bring up Bama is because they've also left a lot to be desired in the winning category lately. And that's in both sports. And so for me, I would so much rather be an SEC school that's trying to win a conference, trying to get to the CFP versus faking my way to a national championship and then burning my program to the ground. I just don't see how it's productive.
And yet they called him the best athletic director in the country.
Yeah.
And I
It's
agree
insane.
with Brandon. I would have to say yes, but Michigan is all about the result, not how they got there. I hear they have removed the word integrity from all the dictionaries on campus. They didn't remove it, Brandon. They just redacted it.
Because it's illegal.
Sign Steeler guy.
Redact. Okay.
Vacuums are my thing.
I'm going to create a pamphlet now. I'm going to create I'm not only, okay, not only I am going to create a pamphlet now, I'm going to create an entire AI generated song. Let's be dramatic. Oh, money. FTR, Ward's fat and should be fired. Do you guys like my song?
Yeah.
I have natural ability. He says, yeah, but I feel like Michigan is kind of a reflection of American society as a whole. It doesn't matter as long as we win, right? Is that true, though?
No.
Do you guys think winning is more important than how you win? Is that where we are as a country right now? I could see it both ways. I don't think everybody's like that. I think corporate America's like that. I was having a conversation about taxes and LLCs and pass-throughs this weekend. And some people we know are trying to set up an LLC, and they were asking me about, how to lessen tax burden. And it just says to me, and Jake and I were talking about this weekend as well. I'm not trying to get a tax return. I'm trying to pay as little tax, no tax as possible. That's the only reason I have LLCs. I don't want to pay taxes. Right? And so I just think that's where we are as a country. I don't necessarily want to break the law.
Well, that's you. I think that in a bigger picture, if you're talking about prominent figures in our country, I think that if you're watching the news, it's never been clearer that participating in illegal activity to get a certain outcome has never been more prominent. And that
do you believe
stretches.
That?
Oh, absolutely. I think, and again, the stock stuff that's going on, the trading stuff that's going on, that's coming to
Inside
light.
the poly market stuff.
That and insider trading and all those things that are being investigated now. I just think that, look, dude, I just think that it depends what you're talking about. If you're talking about world conflict, it matters how you come to the victory, right? Ending innocent people, that's probably not for us.
But do you think on the day-to-day, people are trying to skirt the law and cheat?
Yeah, I think in government they are. Yeah, I do.
No, just the regular
Just
average
regular
ass
Joe.
American.
No, I think the regular average ass American probably isn't educated enough around money or taxes or many things. Just
Uber guy
on,
telling me to pay him $100.
Yeah, Uber guy paying him, trying to get money out of you, or I mean, whatever it might be. I mean, yeah. I think that I think most people are not ill-willed. I don't think most people, your average Joe American, is looking to do wrong by other people. I think most people would love nothing more than to never talk to another human being, live their life, do it how they want to do it, and that's it. They don't want to be bothered. Just let me do my own thing.
Do you believe then, like Tim Cook is leaving Apple?
Yeah.
Big deal.
Yes.
But do you think that corporate malfeasance, because that's what Michigan really is. Michigan's a large corporation.
Agreed.
And I feel like they have cheated their way to all of their success. I don't believe that. I think anything that Ward Manuel has touched is tainted.
Yeah, I guess it just comes down to how you assess character, honestly, because
assess or value.
Well, both, I guess. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, both, right? Because if you said, well, hey, you're the athletic director of one of the most prominent athletic departments in the country. There's national championship or bust expectation every single year. What are you doing about it? And you live under that pressure every day. You're probably going to push the envelope, right? You're gonna look at every situation and say, okay, I don't care if we're talking about recruiting, NIL budget, travel costs, how we travel. I mean, whatever it might be, you're going to look at every one of those scenarios and you're going to say, how can we get the biggest advantage possible within reason? How can I get the absolute most bang for my buck, the absolute most traction, most advantage without just openly and publicly and blatantly breaking the rules and doing it in an illegal fashion? The problem is, and this is what I said when the gym stuff all came out, you guys were so trash, so ass at cheating that everybody knew you were cheating. This is my point. You don't get a ticket if there's not a cop around, but you guys were so awful at it that everybody knew you were doing it. So what happened? All these eyeballs came onto you. So, how do you assess and value character? Yeah, bro, like if you're going to cheat, then you damn well better get away with it, or else you're going to be vilified and you're going to pay a price the rest of your life, just the way Jim Harbaugh and everyone else is going to. There's just no question about that. Now, am I saying that cheating is okay? Absolutely not. But if I have no idea you're cheating, that changes the conversation. It just inherently does. So that's my problem with the whole idea of like corporate America and like, if you're talking about leadership in the country, I think corruption in the country has never been higher. I think it's at an all-time high right now. I think people, both bad and good, are benefiting in a variety of different ways. There's just no way around it. But my problem is that the average Joe American that you're talking about, the average Joe college football program that we're talking about here, those are the people that are paying the price. There's never been a bigger transfer of money from average Joe to ultra wealthy, whether it's college football we're talking about or just our country. And it's funny how the parallels are there. Again, it's the Georgia Tech Brent Key thing with the portal. Sure. Oh man, I'm relieved there's no portal. But then you got Lane Kiffin out here saying, oh man, I wish there was a portal, essentially, that you may not win a natty in the portal, but my God, we need to get this roster going, dude. I'm disappointed with where we're at. That's the difference.
Yeah. Yes, I would agree with this. Tax returns are for those W-2 people. Yes, they are.
But again, Chris, to your point, There are millions upon millions upon millions of W-2 people, and there are nothing wrong with them. You're not a bad person if you don't understand how to leverage an LLC for tax purposes. That said, you are missing out massively.
Yeah, I think people don't understand what a tax return is. When you get a tax return, it means you paid too much to the IRS. That's what that means. That you overpaid the IRS. It's as simple as that. You paid that much money too much in your taxes. And instead of trying to do that, you should be you want to pay no taxes. You don't want a tax return. You just don't want to have to pay taxes at all. That's why we have LLCs and pass-throughs and businesses, and understand the system, make it work for you. Have you seen Wall Street, how business treats its employees? It's not about integrity. It's all about the almighty dollar. People are out to do what's best for them, not society. I think that's true.
Do they have any other choice right now? Honestly. Yeah, they better be on the dock, dude. Demon better be on the dock. No question about it.
Yeah. Cash exchange, tax-free at a random gas station. Well, yeah. I just think, I wish people were more educated about, I wish we and again, I don't know why we keep stretching these topics, but it's just the way the conversation's flowing. I wish in the lower levels, the elementary levels, we educated people on taxes, tax returns, credit cards, bank accounts. I wish we educated our young people on how to balance your bank account. I wish we educated young people on how to use Roths and super Roths and 401ks. And I wish there was a movement in this country to educate people on their finances.
Yeah.
And I just don't think there is, oh my God, Seaman Demon, the show is off the rails today. Not just today. The Michigan University clearly doesn't know about values or integrity. I would agree with that. I would agree. Ward Manual teaches tax evasion. I don't know if that's true or not. Trying to get a food truck business going myself, along with a few other side projects. It's just a way better to be in business for yourself right now. It is. I think that's exactly what it is. And I mean, there's a lot more to going into business, but our tax system is not set up for you to collect a W-2 every year. Our tax system, listen, look at Jake's situation. You're 30 plus years old. What are you, 33 going to be?
This year, yeah.
You're not married, you don't have kids, and you don't own property. You're getting crushed on taxes.
Yep.
It's as simple as that. You're getting crushed on taxes, unfortunately. It's just what it is. I think part of the issue is the immediate result, instant gratification culture is part of the reason integrity is being compromised. Totally agree. I would agree with that. Paperwork can completely drain people out like me and waste an entire day of work. Yes, it can. But I'm also telling you guys, another conversation I had this weekend, hire a tax person. Hire a tax strategist. Don't hire H&R Block. Hire a tax strategist. I have a great accountant who I believe in. I think I've said on the show, my wife and I used to argue like once a year over taxes. And then the IRS knocks on your front door, and it's funny how willing you are to pay somebody thousands of dollars a year to do your bookkeeping. And like I pay a firm probably close to $4,500 a year to do my bookkeeping and file my taxes, and I don't want to know about it. Tell me how to do it. And quite literally, Charlotte is my tax person. You're going to do this. You're going to set up this kind of account. You're going to use this credit card to do this, and here's how we're going to track it. And this credit card is only for your talk radio business. And this credit card is only for your e-commerce. Your Amazon stuff only goes, and then you're going to do this. And my bookkeeper is going to reach out to you once a month to look at all of your bookkeeping when they have questions about expenses. They have access to all of my bank accounts and all of my credit card accounts. And I don't have to think about it. And then I get a DocuSign once a year. Hey, your taxes are prepared. Please read them and sign this. Done. It's worth the $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a year I pay them. Also a tax write-off. It's worth it because we used to sit around and calculate numbers off of receipts, and the IRS still showed up at our front door. And you're never.
The stress of it's just not worth it.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it, right? And how much of a tax liability is it to sell stock? How much of a tax liability is it? How much am I going to lose? How much am I going to gain on that? How do I write off travel legally? Like how does that work? How can I do all of these things? It's crazy to me. Off topic, but I took all my discretionary spending, vacations, restaurants, etc., sold my depreciating assets and invested in AI tech, DRAM HBM 2 years ago, increased my net worth exponentially. Yeah. Is the juice worth the squeeze? What do you mean?
I don't know. Is there enough butter for all the toast?
It's a good question. It's a good question. I live a very good lifestyle. I have multiple business lines, rental property, ticket sales, shoe sales, golf, content creation. I think it's the only way to, and it's all integrated into my life. What was I telling you Sunday? You have to figure out how to create assets and liabilities to make you more money. That's what it comes down to. Mm-hmm. There ended the lesson because I have no idea how we got here. But the point is, Ward Manuel still is the athletic director at Michigan.
Somehow.
And I do think Ward Manuel is good at his job. I do not believe he should keep his job. I just don't know how you overlook all of the hell. Juwan Howard on his own would have gotten a lot of athletic directors fired, right? Like,
no question about it.
And I will just continue to say, because I always hear from Michigan fans in the comment section, well, Dusty May, all is right in the world. Dusty May being a national champion at Michigan for basketball does not offset butter knives. It does not offset everything that's gone on in the football department. It's college football. It's the only thing that matters, and he's gotten it wrong consistently. I mean, am I being too harsh about Ward Manuel in that light? Dusty May was a home run hire. But does that overcome the Harbaugh, Sherrone Moore fiascos?
No, I mean, it doesn't. A good hire doesn't correct the wrong. No, I think, and it's not just the fiascos themselves; it's the management of them.
Yes,
it's just the negative PR constantly. The putting Sherrone in a position of power couldn't have been a bigger mistake. And I guess I just would love more. I would love at some point for more context to come out about what went into the Sherrone hire, what the meetings they had, the conversations they had, the things Sherrone said. Like the best way that I can say it is at some point, if you're at the Board of Regents for Michigan, at what point do you say, yeah, you know what? Like the peace of mind is worth moving on from Ward and getting back into a more professional situation? Because they're clearly, and I've always said this about different situations, like people will tell you their comfort level or discomfort level with something just based on what they do. So if you're not willing to, or if you don't desire to move on from Ward, then you're condoning what's happened. You're good with what's happened, and it clearly isn't as big a deal to you. as it would be to other people. It just is not. Whereas if you were moving on from Ward, that would be a clear indication that you don't condone what happened and you need to reset the program. And that's what I find really interesting when you look around college football and athletics is like, you compare Michigan to other programs who have gone, overhauled their program in recent years. Look at what Penn State did versus what Utah did versus what LSU did. I mean, these are all programs that went through head coaching changes for a variety of different reasons. And unequivocally, Penn State has downgraded. There's no question about it. LSU upgraded unequivocally. And Utah could not have downgraded any more than they did, in my opinion. You have Utah has zero credibility in the head coaching room right now, with all due respect. Matt Campbell has some credibility, did a good job at Iowa State, but with all due respect, the Big Ten's a bigger league, bigger responsibilities. It's just a bigger show altogether. I don't buy that he's going to be some 8 to 10 game winner in year one. And then you could not have done better with Lane Kiffin at LSU. The problem is that it took your life savings to get it done. And so now you're super leveraged. And if it doesn't work out, you look like an idiot. And then you've got Michigan with Kyle Whittingham, who theoretically was this shot in the dark candidate that no one knew would even be available to Michigan after they went candidate after candidate, guy after guy saying no, no, no. And Witt comes along at the perfect time and space, as usual for Michigan, and has just come in here, and theoretically everything's moving in the right direction. So I just look at these different situations and I say, no, the Board of Regents at Michigan is not done with Ward Manuel yet. They have not reached their breaking point. Everybody is still supporting him,
which is just crazy.
It's just incredible, dude. Especially when if you get out of athletics for a moment and you look at Michigan and just as a university, do you understand the integrity and the just the prestige that you have when you say, hey, I went to Michigan law. I went to Michigan and got this degree or that. Like, it's a prestigious university for a reason. They do a great job. But my God, the athletic department is the mole on the face of that thing that couldn't be any bigger.
Yeah. Yeah. Ward Manuel has some pictures. Exactly. My side pimp is my side hustle. Okay. Ward has a set of Hattori Hanzo butter knives. Did you just make a samurai reference? Isn't that a samurai reference? You guys remember Ginsu knives? Oh, late night TV. I don't know why Kyle Whittingham wants the responsibility of turning around a football program with a bad rep, because I think it was probably the only job he had sitting there waiting for him.
And it's the biggest job of his career, bro.
Yes. Better watch your mouth, Jake. Serial Smiler will pay you a visit.
But maybe so, dude. Maybe so. But I'm not going to sugarcoat it with this dude. It's not that I dislike him, but I'm also not going to give him credit for something that he hasn't done yet. Right? Like, I don't get credit for stuff that I haven't done yet. Nobody's going to sit here and say that I'm a millionaire. Why are we sitting here saying that he's the best football coach that Utah ever could have had? It's incredible to me. Like, you're talking about a guy who's been a DC for most of his career, and now people just think you can throw him into that situation, and because he sat behind Witt for however long it's been, a decade or whatever, that he knows how to do this, or that he would be able to operate at Kyle Whittingham's level. There are levels to this game. There are relationships Witt has that Scally doesn't. And I'm telling you that Holly Rowe interview will live in infamy the same way that the Teresa Gould interview with Front Office Sports did. You know why? Because both of those interviews were two people overreaching and selling themselves on trying to sell the world on why they were going to be the next savior and why they have something that nobody else does.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. So, all-world defense, no question about it. Great quarterback. Devin is not my concern. The offense is my concern overall. The talent you don't have is my concern.
Yeah, I don't disagree. NFL draft is this week. Marcus says, Monty, you look emaciated. I know I said that the other day. And Jake looks like he's lost quite a few lbs as well. Jake, how much weight have you lost?
30
recently. So you're still 30 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it works. I wouldn't say I look.
I don't think you look emaciated.
I don't
That's
think
rough.
bro, I still have, I'm fat. I'm
You
not
are,
emaciated.
you are,
I am not emaciated.
yeah, dude, you are significantly thinner and smaller than you were at one point. It's not even like it's night and day difference. And I think, you know, it is incredible. Like, you know, just seeing the difference, and you can't really see it because you're you and it's your body, but like everyone else around you can see it. But I disagree that emaciated would be the adjective. I completely disagree with that.
Yeah. He's talking about the collar on my shirt, which I don't even, it's black on black. How can you even see that?
Oh, you can tell. It's looser. Yeah, you can tell for sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Zepbound works, man. Zepbound absolutely works. And it's what I talked about this morning to start the show. Like yesterday, what did I eat? I had 2 pieces of Power Seed for breakfast with peanut butter and a banana. I had a little bit of cereal because I was hungry for whatever reason. For lunch, I had a gobble turkey cranberry sandwich. I had a protein bar and 60 ounces of water yesterday. Oh, and I came home. I went to Can we talk about Whole Foods real quick?
Sure.
Bro.
You mean whole paycheck?
Okay. I like Whole Foods a lot. So I live in Seattle currently with my current wife. And what? She's standing like 20 feet to my right.
She's going to come and throat punch you, dude.
Yeah. Me and my wife have experimented grocery store wise. There's a grocery store in Bellevue called QFC. That's my grocery store heretofore. I went to Whole Foods last night after the range. It took me 35 minutes to get my grocery shopping done. I'm going to guess 20 minutes of that was standing there at the deli counter while they try to figure out how to use the printer on the scale. I'm not even joking. The girl so you guys know that Whole Foods has pretty much had an exodus of employees because they cut staff. And so people are being asked to do far more, but not getting paid more. And so the staff at this deli counter has changed. This new girl couldn't find the smoked turkey. I get sliced diesel, I think it's, or diesel or whatever it's called, smoked turkey. And I get it in sandwich slices. And I just eat it like that. My wife makes sandwiches with it. They had provolone cheese on sale last night. The Whole Foods brand provolone cheese. So I go up to that counter. I'm like, hey, here's what I'd like: a pound of the sliced turkey and a pound of the provolone cheese. Okay, great. I'm going to go do shopping. I'll come back and pick that up. Awesome. Go around the store, do my shopping, come back. She has not even sliced any of it yet. And why is that? Because she can't find the smoked turkey that's sitting in the case right in front of her.
Oh.
She's in the back looking for it. She's going through all their little drawers looking for it. I'm like, hey, can we just open the one in the case? And she laughed and said, oh, why didn't I think of that? Yeah. She opens it up, slices it. The other guy that was working back there actually stepped up and sliced the provolone while she was slicing the smoked turkey. Then he goes back and now he starts breaking down the rotisserie chicken machine. She's done slicing everything. She can't figure out how to use the scale and printer. Ask the rotisserie chicken machine cleaning bro. Hey, he's like, yeah, but I'm at a point where I can't stop doing this. And he calls over Regina, is the manager's name. And he's
I'm not too
yelling
with that.
Regina. Gina. Just like that.
Facial
Gina,
recognition.
Gina. She comes over. Can you help Rebecca? Yes. Can't figure out how to get the machine to work. We're standing there. It's easily 10 minutes of them trying to figure out how to get this machine to work. Buddy is finally done cleaning the rotisserie chicken machine, actually just taking it apart. Comes over in 10 seconds, punches in the numbers, 2 labels come out. Then I go up front, and the cashier is standing there talking to another customer who's paid, their groceries are in their cart ready to go. I finally, and it's 4, 5, 6 minutes that they're talking about the bridge down the street being stuck in the up position. How much they hate it, but how cool it is to see the majesty of the bridge and how important it is to let the ships go through and the commerce, and that we at that bridge actually supplies us with our cod and shrimp. And they're standing there laughing away. And I finally said, hey man, I really need to get going. I don't mind if you guys keep talking, I said, but can you just get rolling with my groceries so that we can get them bagged and I can leave? And they just stand there the whole time talking about this bridge. It was the most miserable experience I've had at a grocery store in some time. And it's worth it. I came home and I said to Mrs. Monty, I'm happy to drive to Bellevue to go to that QFC.
Yeah.
And I don't even think it's in Bellevue. It's actually down the street from the Costco we go to. I can't remember the name of the city off the top of my head that's in, but Kirkland, the QFC in Kirkland, Washington.
Right.
That's the one I go to. That's the one I'll go to. I just can't do this nonsense.
Yeah, I just don't have, I have a Whole Foods in town here and I just don't go to it very much. I just think it's so overpriced and it's just so unnecessary.
I don't mind the pricing because everything's expensive. It just is what it is. I'm just not willing to do bad. If I'm going to pay you with the lining of my rectum, because that's what food costs right now. If I'm going to pay over the top cost,
Hugh Janus,
I'm not going to stand around and listen to you fantasize about a bridge for 5 minutes while I'm trying to get my stuff checked out.
How do you, I have a question. How do you always find yourself getting the short end of the stick on either service or Uber drivers? How does that happen, dude?
Oh, Uber drivers in Seattle are miserable.
Yeah, but like Buddy over the weekend, right? Like that happened.
Oh, yeah.
Now the Whole Foods thing, like, I mean, it's just been a streak.
You know why? Because I'm an asshole. That's why. I expect, if I'm going to pay you a lot of money, I expect a higher level of service, and you're just not going to get that. Like we went to Mastro's in Las Vegas, and I felt like the service we got was incredible.
Bro, do you want to know why I get bad service all the time? Because I'm an asshole.
I feel like I don't even try to hide the fact I expect a high level of service if I'm going to pay you. We went to Nora's Italian cuisine in Las Vegas. The service was not great.
Mm-hmm.
But the food was really good and the company was good. But if I'm paying you several $100s to eat your food, I want good service. At Mastro's, I knew I was getting good service because we have the same gal wait on us at Mastro's every time. She gives us incredible service. We tip her incredibly well.
Yeah.
When I go to Whole Foods, and quite literally I have to cut off toes to afford your food, don't stand around trying to figure out how to print a label for smoked turkey at the deli. Because now I'm not going to go back to that Whole Foods. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. You know, would you like a sandwich? WTF is with you people in sandwiches. Bad Santa. Okay. Mike loves his movie lines. Welcome to having teenagers, bro. It kind of feels like that. It kind of feels like that. Marcus says, Monty, it doesn't work that way. The problem is people like you pay more for Whole Foods, so they're not going to raise their level of service. I am not kidding. I live down the street from a Publix that is cheaper than Whole Foods. I get shitty service and I don't complain about it because my expectation is I'm going to get shitty service.
Come on, dude.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose so, dude.
My expectations are wrong. It's on the golf course. I expect to win the tour championship every time I play golf. It's not happening.
Come on, man.
Yeah. I don't think it's first world problems. I should be able to. We went to a grocery store over the weekend, downtown Seattle, QFC. Same chain in Bellevue and Kirkland that are amazing. Downtown Seattle, you have cashiers and baggers that are like, I can't look him in the eye. He's another human being. How am I supposed to?
Man, his money.
How am I supposed to look him in the eye? I can't do that. Bonnie. I can't look him in the eye. Hello? Like you're
Hey, player.
That's the kind of guy that I get checking me out. Big Daddy Magic, high as a kite would be an upgrade.
Bro. This is your beloved Big Daddy Magic.
I just can't. I can. I continue to.
Why don't you fuck off?
I'm fighting a body shaking sneeze right now. But, you know.
Yeah, I mean, service is not good.
And you're paying a left nut for their product. I want better. It's Amazon. Do you know how much money I spend on Amazon every month? Do I get good service? No. I ordered a pair of golf pants. The best golf pants you could ever want, $37. You know how I found out about them? My Connect in China put me on to the Lululemon pants that are sold as generic on Amazon, $36. Will it golf? I'm happy to pay it. I'm wearing a new pair of them right now. They like top loading pocket, motherfucker. Top loading pocket, right? Nice back. $36.
I get that.
Kind of hard to screw this up, right?
Right.
No, very easy. I'm going to go ahead and order a pair of blue ones and a pair of black ones. The black ones showed up. Did the blue ones show up? No. Did they tell me they weren't showing up? No. They just refunded the money and said that our delivery partner is returning the item to Amazon. We've refunded your account. It's amazing to me how bad service is. And I think I just have to lower my expectation.
Yep.
There is a BDM in every city you'll ever live in. Truth. Shitty service for reasonable prices. I'd be fine. Bro, if you don't have employees who know how to work the printer in the deli department, and Buddy won't leave the rotisserie chicken machine to help them,
I don't regret those decisions.
and Gina, the manager, came over and she doesn't know how to work the printer, and Rebecca, the employee behind the counter, doesn't know how to work the printer. Play the Nick Fuentes drop. Fuck you. I'm not spending my money with you. You suck.
Fuck you. Fuck you. You suck.
But it is what it is. I used to have fun at the checkout line by asking the cashier, "You eyeballing me, boy?" The shocked look on their face and awkward silence was worth it. I enjoy the awkward conversation, but I don't even get that fun anymore. Oh, look at that. TCU James is here.
Wow. Decided to show up today, huh?
I get decent service at most places in Texas. You understand Texas is not the perfect state. James always comes in here and deep throats the state of Texas, and I'm here for it. We got an Amazon package yesterday with seriously nothing in it. It was an empty Amazon envelope. How do you screw it up?
Monty, it was incredible. Amazon had a sale on oxygen inside of an envelope, 99 cents a pound. We got 1 pound. It showed up the next day. Empty envelope with air. It was incredible.
I love my HEB here. Exactly. Service and not to experience.
Yeah, the old running joke on the show used to be that we would get better service at Mavericks than we would get at like a grocery store
Yes.
or whatever. That was the old running joke on the show. So
yeah, I
you know.
am. I'm just not. I'm fed up with it. I'm fed up with it. And you know what? Maybe service is better in Texas.
Maybe
Buc-ee's is amazing. You know, my Reds have won 4 games in a row. Don't start,
dude.
I will.
It's April 25th, dog. Not October. Okay, we got that right. You're talking to me about 4 games in April. Come on, bro.
The Cubs are 13-9. They're 3 games off the best record in the National League. The Reds are 15-8. 1.5 games off the Doyers. Anybody see Shohei Ohtani shaking his arm out the other night? You can't tell me Buddy's healthy.
No.
You cannot tell me he's healthy. I do not believe it. I think he is always on the clock because you see him pitching and then he'll just do that whole
little shakeout.
You know, between Buc-ee's and Magic City, define decent, James. Exactly right. You know, Jake, it's actually April 31st. I started the show today and apparently misspoke and said it was April 25th. I don't get a lot of sleep. You guys.
It's the fucking vernal equinox.
So I actually, I worked all day yesterday. I had a very difficult day at work yesterday. I go to the range at 5:00. Something like, it was like 5:35. I left my condo. Go to the range, have a terrible iron session. Like, cannot hit a golf ball right now. My wedges are dialed, which is amazing. I come home. I write the show. I'm looking for topics. Great. Not that we ever talk about anything we prepare to talk about on the show. I go to bed on time. I laid down at 8:10 last night.
Okay.
Play the wife game. Look at the dog's face. Great. Go to sleep. Woke up in a pool of sweat to my alarm blaring. And it had been going off for because my alarm goes off at 3:45 every day. And it was 4:02.
Oh, my God.
And I woke up in an absolute panic. But just in the upside down, bro. I slept from, my watch says I slept from 8:40 to 4:02. Straight through. No nighttime pee guy in, no nothing. But just woke up in drowning in my sweat. It was disgusting. And then to tell you the kind of day I had when I sat down at my computer, yesterday, my computer had been off for 3 days. So, of course, it had to update. So I sit down. And generally, I try to be in my chair at 4:25 every day. Today, I rush through the shower thing. 4:27, I sit down. Everything's working. And I get to StreamYards, which is our streaming software. And it's just spinning. Because I have to refresh it every morning to get the newest live stream that I created last night. This won't load the live stream. And I'm like, good. Hopefully the internet's out because I'm going back to bed. You know, it wasn't. Anybody else is not surprised that the program that cheated for 3 years and hired Moore has another scandal? Not surprised at all.
Yeah, no, not surprised.
Not a big hockey person, but man, playoff hockey's really good.
Oh, it's incredible, dude. The last night was, bro. Yeah,
bro.
Go ahead.
The Carolina won the game last night against Ottawa.
Yeah,
in double overtime. They had won it in overtime. The goal was disallowed because the play about 35 seconds previously was ruled to have been offside.
Mm-hmm.
Only after it was reviewed to make sure it was onside after the goal was scored, and nobody knew why they were reviewing it. Replaying hockey is broken.
I don't understand. I think generally replaying hockey is pretty reasonable. Like it's not nearly as bad as what we have in the NBA or, like even sometimes in Major League Baseball, it takes forever. But I don't understand. I'm with you on this one in the sense that I don't understand the concept of, hey, the play was allegedly offside, but that happened like 30 seconds of game time ago. Like we got into the zone, we had an offensive possession that led to a goal, and now we're disallowing that because of an offside play that happened half a minute ago?
Minimum 35 seconds earlier.
Like, why do it? That's like saying, hey, we're gonna let this. It's like in soccer when they do the whole, hey, there was a foul, but you're on the fast break, so we're gonna let this play out, and then we'll handle that.
Yes.
I don't understand that concept, dude. If a foul occurs, or if there's an offside or whatever, then it needs to be whistled. You can't. It's almost like in baseball when they'll call a guy out, and then they'll instantly go and review it, and they'll call him out because that was erring on the safe side. I hate that. I do think the NHL has really good replay overall, but that situation last night, you can't have that regularly. That's just not in the playoffs. A goal, if you score, barring any type of obvious penalty that would prevent it, that goal has to be allowed. I hate the offside. We're going to wind back the clocks.
Let's wind the clocks back.
It's just it kills the momentum of the game. And then like 3 minutes later after that, you got a guy committing a penalty on a breakaway that leads to the shootout. The game almost ended there. Like
the problem with the offside replay in hockey is you're looking at millimeters. And you're arguing over what is control and possession and control of a puck in the very, 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 very micro millimeters. It makes me crazy.
Yeah.
There's no reason to go back. If the linesman doesn't see that it's an obvious offside, you should not be able to go back 35 seconds a minute and review whether the play was onside.
Let's wind the clocks back a year.
And if it takes you more than 10 seconds to make that determination, it's the ABS. And why does ABS in baseball work so well?
Because it's fast and it's not in dispute.
10 seconds. I don't even disagree, Brando. Best replay is hockey replays the best replay. And it's still got fatal flaws in it. It is so frustrating. So frustrating.
This Nick D's last comment here about not fully understanding the rules. I don't think hockey is hard to understand, bro. Like I have to say, I hear this a lot. I don't fully understand the rules of hockey, but as a casual viewer, it's entertaining in my opinion. Like, what don't you understand about hockey? Like, really, I'm not even trying to be a red ass. I really don't feel like it's that hard to understand. It's even simpler now that the 2-line pass thing is gone, that they're allowing full ice passing, for whatever it's been, 12 years or however long it's been now. That's been, changed. So I just don't think it's that difficult. But I'm curious, Nick, like what is it that you don't understand?
That's very interesting. I love hockey. I love hockey. Does anyone know what goalie interference is? The refs still don't. Clearly
Dude,
not.
It's situational. It's super situational. It's one of those things in sports that is intent based and situational at best.
Yeah. ABS either shows how hard calling balls and strikes is for the ump or how bad they are. Some are really bad at it.
I don't know. Is your name CB Buckner? If so, you're probably ass at being an umpire. If it's not, you're probably good at being an umpire.
I don't know. I think, and again, I don't have joy in hockey because the Hawks are terrible and Connor McDavid pisses me off. But Hockey, the NHL playoffs are a joy to watch. I watched the first part of the Oilers Ducks game last night. It was spectacular hockey. The overtime, the Carolina-Ottawa overtime was incredible.
Yes.
I mean, it just I think playoff hockey is the best playoff in the world. The golden goals are amazing, in my opinion.
No
I don't
question
even know
about
what
it,
hockey is the best sport. I don't even know that you could have an argument in it. Yeah, and the atmosphere in Raleigh is incredible. The atmosphere in Raleigh is, I just think people don't, it's hard to keep up with hockey because it's very fast unless you understand what's happening. So, I don't fully understand what is determined to be icing versus dumping the puck in. It's very simple. There's a red line in the middle of the ice at center ice. If you are on your own side of that red line and you shoot it all the way down beyond the goalie, that's icing. The goaltender, there's a red line behind the goaltender. It's called the goal line. It stretches from board to board. If you shoot the puck from the far side of the red line and your player is not first to get there, it's called icing when it crosses the goal line. Simple as that. Offside means the puck has to cross the line before you do. And if you cross the line before the puck fully crosses the line, you have to be in full possession of the puck before it crosses the line and after.
And crossing the line, just to be clear, means you have to have 1 iota of an inch on the right side of the line to be onside.
And that is if you don't have the puck.
Yeah.
If your teammate is carrying the puck in, the puck has to enter the zone before you do. Plain and simple. It's as simple as it is. Playoff hockey is a different level. I totally forgot the NBA playoffs are even on.
Oh, dude, the Cavs' performance last night was virtuoso. Complete and utter dominance.
The Knicks, on the other hand, were not.
No.
The Knicks, on the other hand, were not.
You mean the bricks, right?
Oh.
Not the Knicks, the bricks.
The playoffs have been pretty good. The playoffs have been more than pretty good. I've actually enjoyed the NBA playoffs quite a bit. Hockey is just a different level in the Cup playoffs, and the season actually means something unlike some other sports. I would agree.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let me ask you about meaning something. Are we going to get the new iPhone 18?
Okay. Now, before we get into this, I want to preface this conversation by saying before I saw this story yesterday, I was actually looking at the 17 yesterday because the battery on my phone's pretty roasted, and I've had it for a couple of years. So we're getting to that point where it's like, all right, it's time to look at the trade-in and see what we can swing and how much of an arm and a leg is it going to be. And then I saw this story and I was like, oh, iPhone 18 is coming out, albeit this summer, not soon. In September, I think the article said, or something like that. That's the projected release date. And they're coming out with all these colors. So what did I do? Instantly text Monty, and I'm like, hey, bro, does the color of an iPhone make you want to upgrade? Like, is that a thing that, like, gets you going about upgrading your phone? And you're just all about the colors.
Stifler. Yeah, there's no question. And the camera quality looks to be incredible. Incredible. That purple phone,
Monty,
the blue one, the black one. I'm sorry. The rectal purple. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Every time it comes out, I'm getting a new iPhone. There is no question about that. And the fact that it's launching, this is supposed to launch in dark cherry. That color is dark cherry, which I'm a huge fan of. These colors are dark cherry, light blue, dark gray, and silver. Cosmic orange and deep blue are expected to be discontinued.
Mm-hmm.
The smaller dynamic island The Face ID's flood illuminator will be moved under the screen.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. The main 48 megapixel fusion camera on both iPhone 18 Pro models is rumored to have a variable aperture, which would allow users to control the amount of light that passes through the camera lens and reaches the sensor. This would provide greater control of depth of field. So it's got an A20 chip on it. The ceramic shield for MagSafe will feature a more frosted, seamless appearance. You're going to get 5G via satellite with a C2 modem. Yeah, buddy. I'm all in on this phone, and I will be buying it.
Yeah, so I saw this and I was like, well, maybe it will be best to wait for the 18, you know? At that point we'll be, I think I've got like 2 months left on my payoff of the phone or whatever, the trade-in program and all that.
Yeah.
So it just was interesting to see. Like I haven't been a new every year phone person. I have a 15 Pro Max, so a couple generations behind, but that the 18 does look pretty good. Definitely looks more promising than the 16 was. And you have the 17, is that right? Or you have the 16?
No, I have 16.
16. You like your phone a lot, from what you've said.
Oh, I love it. I will always be a Pro Max guy now because the battery is. What is my battery? Do you guys ever look at your battery health?
Yes, dude. It's not ideal. Mine is 80, low 80s right now, I think.
Oh no. Is it really?
Well, I mean, it degrades over, you charge it enough times and drain it enough times, eventually it's going to be.
Mine is 92% maximum capacity.
Yeah, let's see.
477 cycle count, which means I've drained my battery completely 477 times.
Yeah, I've had my phone since October of 2023. So we're working on 3 years in October.
Jesus, my phone wasn't even built until October 2025. And I got this phone in March of 2025. So I've had it a year.
Yeah, see, so you just charge your phone a hell of a lot more than I do. I've only got,
because my phone is constantly dead.
Yeah, I've only got 794 cycles on it for charging. So that's what I'm saying. The Pro Max, in my opinion, the Pro Max is the best value with iPhone in terms of screen performance, storage. For what I do, I do a ton of screen recording on my phone to get videos for the show and things like that.
Yeah.
So I'm always in the 1 terabyte storage option, and it's I think. I don't know. I think that the Pro Max models, they've been dropping Pro Max for several years now, and I think it's I like the size of the phone. I definitely like to have a bigger phone.
Like the bigger phone.
I do. Yeah, I do, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I find myself watching stuff on my phone a lot more too, like whether it's golf or baseball or whatever it is. So I like having the bigger screen on the go.
Yeah, I think if I look at, that's a very interesting question. I don't know the answer to that question. What makes me get a new phone? I think it is fully because I'm just a pimp and that's what we do. Because do I need a new phone?
No.
Do I want to make sure that Tim Cook's retirement plan and bonus structure is fully paid? Yes. Yes, I do. That's what I'm about. I like having new stuff. I like getting the new phone. I have a MacBook that I probably will not have to replace for, I don't know what it would take for me to replace my MacBook, because there's just no reason to, I have a rocket ship of a computer. So I don't even know why would I have to do that? I wouldn't.
Yeah, and you were converted back to the laptop life after being a big iPadder.
I like the iPad. It just doesn't do what I needed it to do. So, I just, yeah. I'm very interested in it, and I'm excited for it. I will get the 18.
Mm-hmm.
and it'll be a Pro Max. Yeah, Nick, I saw this. Billy Donovan leaving after I don't listen. Jerry Reinsdorf needs to his battery life needs to run out.
Right.
The Bulls will be irrelevant to me until his battery life.
Bro needs to have some insulin and lemon meringue pie. That's what needs to happen to him. And just die.
I don't say those things out loud. I'm glad Billy Donovan's not the coach of the Bulls anymore. You know. Remember what Apple and Apple fans used to make fun of bigger Samsung and the other brand phones? So then Apple finally made a bigger phone and they loved it. And they're coming out with a foldable phone now too.
Yeah, listen, dude, I've embraced it. You want to make fun of us or you want to make fun of Apple people? Cool, man. The reality is the ecosystem with Apple, in my opinion, is elite. I think that the ability to the ability to do media production in Apple's ecosystem is incredible. I mean, AirDrop on its own powers this show. You know, the ability to use your iPhone to get content, you know, then take that content, send it to another device, then use that device to cut it up. Like, it's just that on its own is incredibly valuable to me. And the other thing is, I just don't have to think twice about my phone. Like, I don't have to think twice about whether it'll work or whether like my MacBook will work or any of that. Like, I just know they will work. They will function and do exactly what they're supposed to do. And I also know that if I have a case on my phone and I just take care of my phone, I'll never have a problem with it, which is what I really appreciate about it. So I just think that I'm not saying that Apple's perfect or it's better in all ways. Obviously, depending on what you want to do with your machines, that's going to decide what kind of program or OS or whatever you want to do. But for what we do, Apple has definitely been the way to go. No doubt about it.
Apple is the way.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree that is the if your whole family's not on Apple, it's a struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. We changed to Apple for the iFamily stuff and setting limits for kids, though we've had a hell of a time to get that to work out. Well, you have to be on it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Always. Apple is never first, just always best, with a rare exception. They make better what others might first imagine.
Yeah,
I
look
agree with that.
Look at the MacBook Neo, dude. The absolute theft of the Neo name from that robotics company is an incredible move by Apple. That, like, identifying that, understanding the patent wasn't done, like, it's just an incredible hack.
And who's replacing Tim Cook? Because Tim Cook is retiring.
Yeah, I don't know. Did they say who was replacing him?
Yeah, their hardware chief.
Oh, interesting.
So, yeah.
Guys, I want you to know that Apple works great in Texas. And my demon in HDiv, oh boy. Yeah, it works great on an iPhone. My intensive starts 2 weeks from next Thursday after I take Wednesday off. So, okay.
Paul didn't go in the hoop.
Well, yeah, where's James today?
He's been in here. You've been missing him, dude. He's been in here.
I read the one comment, but I missed James.
I do believe he commented earlier something similar to what you just said, though, about the intensive portion. Let me see. Just scrolling.
What do you mean?
He said, right here. My intensive class is in 3 weeks.
I did not see that previously, I swear to you.
He had commented that earlier, bro.
Just put it straight into my veins, dude. I need that kind of energy.
Yeah, dude. So, it's the
good luck with that
intensive in the rectory is coming up, dude.
I can't believe. Yeah, I just wish you well, man. School's not easy. I just buy burner phones so my family doesn't talk to me. Okay. I love talking to my family. So, too real. Love Apple. Easier to use and no finger pointing when something goes wrong. Take it to Apple and they take responsibility.
Yeah, they get it. They want it to be they want it to be an easy experience, man. And that's why I say I've never been the guy that's like, oh, well, Apple is just better than Android or whatever it might be. In my opinion, for what I need to do, Apple is a great fit. And yes, I like how the phone looks. I like how it feels. I like how it moves and operates, and I like the FaceTime feature. I love iMessage. Like I agree, the family and friends piece of it is a big, big piece. The group FaceTime, like FaceTime on its own is just a really cool feature that they integrated. I mean, all those little things I think help the experience. But like the MacBook piece is a great point. Like I've had my 16-inch MacBook Pro for like 5 years now, dude. And the thing is just wakes up every day, does its job, goes back to sleep. Like it's easy. If you just take care of their stuff, it will last you. The new phone thing, not at all a need. Don't necessarily need a new phone. Like I could easily budget buy another 15. Like they have that in the Apple store. That wouldn't be a problem. But if you're going to get a new phone, why not get the latest and greatest, right? I mean, that's what we do. So,
it's none of this shit's a need.
Yeah.
I bought another pair of Vomeros last night. Was that a need? No, but it makes my foot feel better.
Man, you have such a hard on for Vomeros right now, dude. You are about it.
Because losing this weight, a lot of people ask me about side effects of losing weight. My feet are not fat anymore. And so I've been a Hoka evangelist for a while, but the Hoka footbed is a little narrower. The Vomero is a little wider. They're on my feet right now. The Vomeros I currently have, and they fit my foot perfectly. Perfectly. I am amazed at how much better my feet feel when I wear a Vomero. I'm a Nike guy, plain and simple.
Yeah.
I am a Nike guy. I bought an Adidas polo shirt. It's not nearly as comfortable as the Nike and the Callaway.
I couldn't believe you would roll. You bought an Adidas polo shirt. I genuinely was shocked.
I love the design of it.
Yeah.
But I've had this shirt for at least 10 years. It's got a paint stain on it. Right here. It's got a paint stain on it. You guys probably can't see that.
No.
It's got a paint stain on it from when we flipped houses in 2016. And it's a great shirt, Oh, there he is. I really want the iPhone Fold.
Why? Okay. Why is that not surprising, James?
I don't know why that doesn't surprise me at all.
Question, dude. Okay. Why do you want the iPhone Fold, bro? What? The iPhone Fold costs more than TCU's entire NIL endowment. You understand that?
Yeah. I get the Nike love, but they're having their Steve Jobs is not our CEO round one moment lately. Back on the Apple front, the latest AirPod Pros are phenomenal. They're amazing. If you haven't updated or upgraded to the new AirPod Pro, I mean, it's Viagra for your eardrums. It's amazing. Dude, it is. Rock and Rant, the problem with you is you make sense. So I don't like the things you say.
Sorry
because
if you're offended by that.
I have to agree with you a lot. The AirPod Pro is amazing. It is game changer. Game changer. Monty painting flip houses in $150 golf shirt. So HGTV.
We didn't paint anything, dude. Buddy the painter painted everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Have never had any problems with my current laptop or current phone. I just hate that most phones no longer have micro SD slots. Yes.
But see, it's all built in now. That's
you guys remember the Palm Trio? Oh. I remember burning a deuce in my house in Westminster and dropping my Palm Trio into the toilet after I'd flushed it. Now get a bowl of rice, Monty. You guys remember the old bowl of rice days? Dude, I can't wait for the new iPhone. I'm here for it. What are you laughing about, Jake?
It's just the red ring of death on your Xbox days and wrap it in a towel.
God,
what the fuck are you talking about?
You want to know how unhealthy I was? There were times when Jake was a high school junior that we used to stay up all night drinking fucking Diet Mountain Dew and playing Call of Duty to the point where we would nap. He would play a game, I would take a nap. I would play a game, he would take a nap.
You're casual.
And you go to bed at like 6 a.m.
Dude.
Because what you gonna do? Shit, I got a pocket. Never mind. And
then we would go to Gourmet and eat our ass off with the family. And then the nap after that was incredible. Like 10 to 2 nap on a carb crash from breakfast after having a tall stack of pancakes was incredible.
Man, I don't know how I'm not dead. I just...
What a stupid son of a bitch.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Like, you think about some of the habit... Oh. You know, it's fine. The Palm was cool in its day. I will say nobody has ever gotten a keyboard better than BlackBerry did originally.
Agreed. Not even close.
We used to have a deal with BlackBerry, so we got all their new phones.
BlackBerry Pearl was incredible.
Does that rice bowl trick even work? Yes.
Yes.
It dries
you guys remember? Did you guys remember? Hey, if you took your phone, if you took a shower but you left your phone on the vanity, if you got the pink circle of death on your BlackBerry, put it in a bowl of rice, and the pink circle would go away. And that was fine. Absolutely a thing, dude.
It's fine. The thing I like about Apple Care, and I buy Apple Care for everything I own, you just take it to Apple and they'll hand you a new one. That's it. Just take it to Apple. They'll hand you a new one. Broke the screen of my iPhone. Didn't even replace the screen, which they can do. Just handed me a new iPhone and downloaded all my stuff from the cloud. That's what I like about Apple. They don't ask questions. Oh, you bought Apple Care? Here's a new phone. Oh, you didn't? Can you just drop your trousers and grab your ankles? We'll be in back getting a new iPhone.
James.
Buy Apple Care. Maybe I'll just go with the new purple iPhone.
I do like that color. It is nice. It's clean. But I'll probably be
you reference, Jake.
Dude, I'll be in the Carolina blue or probably the black.
The Carolina blue. That's not black, that's dark gray.
Oh, my fault. Sorry, dude.
And that's not gray on the right, that's silver.
Okay. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what they say.
That's what they say.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
So am I and not to be over the top on this. I'm a goat. I'm a sheep rather. On this kind of stuff. I've cut my shopping habit on shoes. I don't buy shoes anymore.
Unless it's Vomeros.
Yeah, but I'm running now. So I need a good running shoe. Like I need a shoe that fits my foot.
Mm-hmm.
For like utility. I'll buy a utility shoe.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not buying Jordans anymore.
Right.
I'm just telling you. I'm a sheep on stuff like iPhones. I am a sheep. There's no question about it. Final comment of the day goes to Rock and Rant. Plus, if you have Apple and you're on your phone and you have your stuff connected, it tells you all of your warranty. Here's all of your coverages, all of the free services you're not using, etc. Yeah. I don't use any of their family sharing BS.
And I will say Apple deserves a lot of credit for their improvement in CarPlay as well. The most recent generation of CarPlay is so much better than the original one.
I hate BMW's infotainment system. The battery in my key fob died, so I'm using my second key fob, which is my wife is attached to that key in the BMW system. It's a flipping nightmare. Seat settings, mirror settings, no heads up display, like so frustrating. Why have a digital key? Why have a digital key? You prick. It's just so frustrating. So eventually I'm going to have to go to the dealership and get that fixed. Red Masubo retro case for iPhone 4 was the best case ever. Looks so sweet. Okay. I love it. In the comment section, are you iPhone or Android? Get on it.
Yeah.
Get on. My wife would be Droid if I weren't iPhone, but I've converted her to the dark side.
Yeah.
So there you have it. The Monty Show is always presented by the Advocates. At theadvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business. I tell you guys every single day, call the advocates first. If you get in a wreck, don't call your insurance company. Call the advocates. Your neighbor's dog breaks out of their yard, attacks you, call the advocates first. You get hurt at work, call the advocates. Call them first. Call them now. Don't wait. They're going to give you clear, risk-free advice. Hand them the claims process. Hand them the insecurities that come with getting hurt at work. Let them handle it for you. They're going to fight for you. Not only that, they're going to win for you because you don't pay the advocates unless and until they win your case at theadvocates.com. Until tomorrow, say goodbye, Jake.
Goodbye, Jake.